And there's going to be a lasagna that we have to go and get.
It'll be a good intermission.
No, you leave it in.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Like, I'd like to ideally to have like a dumb one that we all have together, and then like the straight the straight whatever we have, like, I don't know.
Sure.
I'm just my. Don't put that in. That one doesn't go in.
I did get it in 4K.
No. D&D in 60 Seconds is essentially a tabletop role-playing game where decisions are basically made by rolling a dice and determining a course of action.
What makes D&D unique is it definitely gives you a chance to experience something bigger than yourself with your friends.
You get to not only be the character, but there's an actual mechanic for everything you want to do.
It allows me to express my creativity. I love making characters, actually make decisions, and live in a world other than our own.
I see the way different people play. Like, there's DMs and players who really want to get into the nitty-gritty and the high fantasy, and then there's other people who want to do the drama. It allows you all those different options, and it's fun, it's creative, and it's far more collaborative than anything else.
The player has a complete agency in how a story unfolds, and a dungeon master runs the game as the adversaries and NPCs that guide the person through them.
I like the fantasy aspect. D&D is also just the old school. Like, these other games I don't think would be as big or as popular if it wasn't for D&D.
D&D is unique to me because of my experiences that I've had with it. Other systems I've looked at and other games that I played with friends haven't really allowed me the same connection across the table and allowed as much space for RP as D&D has.
And I have to prove that my character has the skill to do it. Otherwise it goes horribly wrong, and that's just as much fun, you know? Sometimes the failed rolls are what make the game the most interesting.
I mean, sure, you could log onto a computer or Xbox or do it that way, but there's something about sitting at a table across from somebody else and being able to talk to that person to person and accomplish something together.
Together they create a story that is unique and different and unpredictable in every way, and generally a lot of freaking fun. Essentially, we're going to open up on Baldur's Gate, this sort of Gotham City sort of place of Dungeons & Dragons. It is a mirror city to a place called El Truel. El Truel is kind of like a place of law and order, paladins, holy people. It even has a second sun that kind of radiates right over the city. It has recently been pulled into the Nine Hells. This happened 10 days ago when the Duke of Baldur's Gate went over there on a diplomatic mission and was never seen from again. Now we have Hell Riders coming out from El Triel trying to find out what happened. People in Baldur's Gate are worried that the same thing is going to happen to their city. And all while this is happening, the Flaming Fist, a kind of mercenary band who acts like the police, the local guard of the city, they are essentially closing down every wall, inner and outer, to the higher and lower cities to make sure that nobody escapes out of here, to contain the refugee crisis that is happening in the city. The show was originally supposed to be an advertisement for, hey, come play with us. I wanted to expand Dungeons & Dragons and the fun that I was having to everyone around me.
I am so excited for sitting at a table and playing D&D with my best friend and a lot of new friends that I've made.
It's fun because I don't think I've met people outside of the community that, like, care as much. And it's not just like about the game, like you start to care about each other too. Like, I know that if I was to text any of them, they would like hit me back up and be like, oh, what's going on? How are you doing? And stuff.
Everybody can get into it if you have the right mindset. It's all fun. Everybody just come and have a great time.
Being able to connect people with different interests through similar interests, bringing everything each other individual knows into one.
That level of enjoyment and that kind of release from reality and that escapism and that interesting kind of story that you put together, all of that is something that should be shared by everyone. It's a joy that continuously grows and a memory that you always have of something awesome that you did.
Especially if it inspires other people to like be themselves and find their own communities.
I've played with everybody in this group already in other one-shots and various things, So it's going to be a really cool way to sit down and kind of bring everything we've been working on together and do something brand new and have this nice sense of a fresh start, but with people who are so familiar. And it's going to be a lot of interesting banter in between the players.
Having a community built upon that and have it grow with dungeon masters and players and awesome stories that are just weaved out of nowhere is kind of the goal. We want to kind of take the world over with Dungeons and Dragons, and I don't think it's a crazy thing to do, because I don't know why anyone would ever say no to a game if they had the other players and a good DM. Let's go ahead and meet our cast. First, we're going to start with Oliver, the human fighter.
He has about some orcish background in him. He grew up in a very hard home life. Him and his brothers were kind of forced into the military, and he rose quickly through the ranks. Unfortunately, his brothers were killed in combat, and Oliver was injured. He got sent to do prison duty. While he was doing prison duty, he saw how the orcs were being treated. He sort of staged a underground railroad to start getting them out of there. He got caught one night doing it, and while him and one of the guards were tussling, guard stabbed him in the side. Well, Oliver knocked out the guard and figured he didn't have much time left, so he went to every cell and every orc he could find, and he just started letting them loose. After Oliver regained consciousness after he thought he was dead, it turns out the orcs had thanked him by taking him out of the prison camp and patching him back up. And he's just sort of come to. He's going to make his way to the nearest town, and he's just going to try and pick up his life.
Next up, we have Rowan Ishara, a human wizard.
Rowan grew up her entire life thinking that she was going to be like the perfect student, the perfect wizard, do everything perfectly. Her mom taught her a couple cantrips and taught her a little bit of casting as a kid, and everything was awesome. And then her mom mysteriously died. She wanted to make her mom's memory proud, so she decided to go to an academy and get a proper education, just like her mom always wanted for her. Things didn't go to plan, and all of a sudden, she couldn't go to the academy anymore. She got kicked out. She has spent her entire life thinking she's perfect, and all of a sudden she's not. And so she becomes obsessed with the idea of, why did this spell go wrong? I've cast it 1,000 times. The more and more obsessed she becomes with it, the more she wants to learn on her own, but now she doesn't have the academy anymore. Now she's out on the streets doing whatever she can to get some spells. So she's kind of got this gritty, kind of harsh vibe, definitely a punk aesthetic as well, and she's gonna be a lot of fun to play.
Next we have Zarin, our human bard.
The character I'm playing is Zarin Mayan. He is a human bard. He comes from a noble family, but there also was ties to criminal organizations. So he's trying to leave that lifestyle and go find something else. So for now, he's just kind of touring around doing performances. He usually does like music with lute and voice, but other than that, he'll do street performances, anything to kind of fill in money while he's away from home.
And finally, we have Merritt, the half-elf sorcerer.
I'm very excited. I've never played like lawful good characters, which is what everybody says. She's the only one in the group who's not chaotic, and she, I think, might be one of the only people who's good. We'll see. It's interesting to kind of have to be the like moral compass. She's definitely the one pumping the brakes always and being like, guys. Before she knew about herself and her powers, she was an acolyte for the Church of Lathander, and she was abandoned at the church as a baby, raised by them, and has kind of always like dedicated her life. She's like, okay, well, this is who I am. This is what I'm gonna be. About a year or so before the game started, she got kicked out by the church. And I'll kind of like keep why to myself. It's part of the game, but it's about a year later, she's ended up in Baldur's Gate. She had a friend, died. It's fine. And now she's with this like group of interesting to sketchy people. It's a sliding scale of interesting to sketchy, but that's her team now, and she's gonna figure it out. So we'll see what happens.
We begin our story looking at 4 characters who are lined through sort of insidious means. There is Oliver, a soldier who recently gone AWOL from his regiment. Having taken some decisive choices to side with certain people, he now finds himself with a price on his head placed on him by someone very close to him. We find Rowan Ishara, a very bright and enigmatic and extremely intelligent wizard, kicked out of wizarding school over a spell she's cast 100 times, and now she's desperate to find magic however she can, seeking Baldur's Gate in its dark, seedy corners and its fog-ruined streets to see if she can get just a piece of magic she can just learn. We also have Zarin, a local of the city, who has ties to certain, let's say, unsavory types, but finds himself a noble and a bard, passing the times in a suspicious alter ego. We also find Merid, this poor girl who was taken into a Church of Lythander, a god of hosts, essentially, someone who basically looks after the weak and weary of the world, and was demonstrating certain powers and abilities, which people first saw as a sign of something greater, and quickly turned on her as it began to turn more insidious in nature. Unable to control her ability, she essentially is thrust out of this home she's always known, and finds herself looking into Baldur's Gate to find out the true heritage of her apparent sorcery. All four of these parties kind of converge in the streets of Baldur's Gate during this time of crisis, and they are going to be finding a certain Captain Zodge, who is the person who oversees the entirety of the Flaming Fist within Baldur's Gate. This captain has a specific agenda that nobody's really a clue into yet, and he's having them go to a place called the Elf Song Tavern to see if they can find an even seedier, darker individual with certain means and information that will be useful to the party, and unravel the mystery of what happened to Eltruel, Baldur's Gate, and it will start our journey ultimately into this chaotic romp.
Hi, my name is Bradley, and I'm the Dungeon Master for D&D Tonight. We're going to do a recap of everything you need to know to watch Episode 1 of our playthrough of the module Baldur's Gate, Descent into Avernus. Let's get started.
Let me get there. Hello, welcome, intrepid adventurers, to our show.
No, I can't look at your face while I do it. I gotta look at your left nipple. Okay, don't put that in the recap. Put it in the recap. Everyone will love it.
Hello, my name is Bradley, and welcome to D&D Tonight's episode recap. Everything you need to know for episode 1 of Descent into Avernus, Baldur's Gate. We open on our heroes being dragged one way or the other to the infamous Captain Zodge, the overseer of the Flaming Fist during the current crisis of Baldur's Gate. Elturel, a sister city not far down the river, has disappeared, and Zodge is having trouble keeping his hands on both the Flaming Fist's authority over the refugee crisis and the dead 3 cultists. After employing the 4 members of the party to go out and root out these cultists, he sends them in the direction of the Elf Song Tavern, where they meet up with Tarina, an informant for the Flaming Fist who owes them a favor. Tarina says that she will exchange the information that she knows for protection from her old pirate captains. After an insane amount of bloodletting, spell firing, and overarching use of electrical shock, the pirates are defeated and they extract the information from Tarina, having been sent to a bathhouse not far away. Inside the bathhouse, terror as the cultists descend upon them, and they delve deeper into a dungeon. We have just caught up with our heroes as they come out of the dungeon, scathed, bruised, battered, and bloodied after a tenacious trek through the dungeon, and with more insidious information than they entered with.
Coming to you live from Requiem Coffee, Tea, and Fantasy, please welcome Brad, the ensemble.
Hi everyone, welcome to D&D Tonight. My name is Bradley and thank you for joining us. We're going to be playing a game of Dungeons & Dragons. If it's your first time playing this, we're going to make this as friendly to newcomers as possible, but if you get lost, I'm sorry. We're going to be playing this bad module here today. This is Descent into Avernus. And we're going to be playing with a bunch of really awesome people here. But first things are first, and it's all the people that we owe thank yous to. First, I'd like to go ahead and thank Requiem Coffee, Tea, and Fantasy over here in Anaheim for allowing us to use this space, sponsor us, and essentially allow us to just do this game the biggest, best way that we can. I also want to thank Kai Kellogg. I want to make sure I got the name right. The boy, who did all the character artwork and everything. This couldn't have been done with all the 3D minis printed by Jonathan, who was instrumental in making sure we had all that put together for us. And I also wanted to just go ahead and shout out to my sister who just got married yesterday. Well done, Brooke. Way to go. You married an awesome guy. Reed, I'm glad to call you brother. All right, let's go ahead and get into meeting all of our players here tonight. First off, we have Dominic playing Zarin.
At your service.
We have Allison playing Rowan Ishara.
I'm not gonna say it. On brand.
That's fair. We have Liv Chavez playing Merrick.
Hi.
And last but not least, we have Adam Lovelace playing Oliver Closeoff.
Terrible.
All right.
Terrible.
So we did a small little recap at the beginning, but we just played a small little dungeon crawl. What we have found out is that the heroes are currently in a place called Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate has a refugee crisis because its sister city El Terrell is currently experiencing was just taken off the map. Nobody had known what happened to it. And essentially, all the people who lived over there went to Baldur's Gate to essentially find a place to settle down while everyone figures out what's going on. Now, because of this, there's a lot of pressure on the Flaming Fist, basically this mercenary group who basically runs the lower part of Baldur's Gate, to just try and keep the order best they can. Since they were struggling, and there's a string of murders that are happening all alongside this by a cult called the Dead Three. The Flaming Fist reached out to these 4 adventurers and asked them and gave them badges to go out and stop them by any means necessary, tear out the root of the problem, and be paid comfortably by their services. Where they are in their essential journey here is after going to the Elfson Tavern and being directed to a bathhouse that held a dungeon containing a large amount of these cultists, they met Mortlock Van Thamper, a noble son of one of the great dukes of Baldur's Gate. And essentially, he has said that his family is paying the Dead Three to go out and commit these murders. Now, they're all being bankrolled by his other brother, Amric, who runs a gambling hall at a place called the Low Lantern. This is a ship that's turned into a casino, essentially, and he runs this business outside of here. The plan is to discredit the Flaming Fist, get them to leave, and then when they're out of the picture, the mom, the Lamra Van Thamper, is going to go ahead and take over Baldur's Gate and descend it into the Nine Hells as part of an infernal contract. But we just find ourselves exiting that bathhouse in the middle of the evening. It's got to be like maybe 1 or 2 in the morning. You're not really sure. None of you have the means of keeping time with you. All of you are coming out of the bathhouse with Mortlock in tow. Mortlock, kind of like this half-scarred, built husky kind of gentleman who has a club slung on his back, kind of just says, "All right, I'm not planning on sticking around here much longer. Upon reflection, if you're going after Amric, I'd do it probably tomorrow night when things are just starting to get busy enough for him to be distracted. If you can, don't kill him. I don't want the piece of shit alive anymore. But it would be wrong to go up against my mom without some kind of leverage. She's not to be trifled with."
Fair. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Unless you have anything else for me, I'm gonna find my way to the harbor and book the first boat out of here. Not that I don't think you can do it, but I like to have my bases covered.
Safe travels.
Cover yourself, friend.
Blessings with the Dawn Lord, of course.
Mortlock goes off into the heavily fogged streets of Baldur's Gate. Waiting there is a familiar face, a lamp high up on his pole.
Our boy?
Our boy Alec.
Our boy!
This special song now.
I love this boy.
Alec kind of walks up. He's like, "You guys were in there for a bit."
Thanks for waiting for us, though.
I didn't. I got more work done, and I came back here thinking that, maybe you might need my help again. He's just this blunt, scrappy, put-together kid who looks like he doesn't eat enough. He's just like, so where are we going? You guys are down there a while.
Yeah.
Do we even have a place? This is Liv, sorry. Do we even have a place to stay?
Nope.
Oh, cool.
Let's go back to...
You know this
Blade
place
and
better.
So,
Alec, if you would be so kind as to take us back to the Blade and Stars.
Blade and Stars? Okay, yeah, I can. That's a long trip. Yeah, I'll take you by.
We'll give him a gold.
He takes the gold. He's like,
Merritt gives one of her own gold pieces to him as well.
okay. He's like,
That's two gold
We
pieces.
love this boy.
it's like
I love this boy.
he like
I love
takes
this
it. He's
boy.
like looking at it. He's like, oh my gosh, this is more money than I made ever.
Buy
He's
more
like,
shoes.
I'm gonna buy shoes, shirts, socks. I'm gonna get a hat. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be the handsomest looking lamplight in the world.
You remind me so much of my younger self.
Oh my gosh, that's totally irrelevant to how I'm feeling right now. Look at this.
Merritt kind of ruffles his hair and just make sure you spend the money in the right place.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get drunk. He
No,
puts-
that's not it. We're not encouraging that.
Why not?
Because he's a
He's not
child.
encouraging, he's just approving.
I don't want our boy getting drunk.
It's his money.
You know what?
gave it to
It's
him.
better to teach him how to be safe than to not
It's
let him
better
do
to
it
drink
all.
in the home.
Precisely.
Goodness gracious me, oh my. So, with 2 gold, he'll probably make the trip 2 times around if you needed him to. But he will take you back down to the Blade and Stars, a nice little inn that you guys have already know. There used to be a pretty pronounced shield on there that had like moving stars. That the previous barkeeper basically told you it's just to attract people in. So you make your way down there, passing by several places of interest that, for the sake of brevity, we'll go ahead and skip for right now. I'll give you all the gritty details later. My initiative tracker, it's all gone now. Nah, it's fine. Because Allison doesn't make things to just break. Now, it looks so good. Thank you so much, Allison. You guys make your way down to the Blade and Stars Tavern, kind of nearby where the water is, over in Eastway. You are met by the innkeeper who comes in, a female who just kind of walks up and says, "So, drinking first, or are you just gonna go ahead and get?"
I think I'm gonna have a
Rooms.
lie down for this one.
All right,
Just a room.
silver per night. Go ahead and chalk that up how you like it. We have 2 rooms available with 2 separate beds in each room.
Sure.
All right. Who's going with whom?
Merritt and Rowan. Girls and boys.
I got the room. Don't worry.
All right.
Push the beds together. I mean,
If you're okay with that, that sounds pleasant.
you want the big spoon or little spoon?
I think I was Little Spoon last time. Now.
Okay.
All
Want
right.
to switch off?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll take it.
Lupin goes ahead and gives you. Lupin goes ahead and like gives you your guys' keys, and like she says, "Have a safe night and a good night's rest."
Thank you, Lupin. If you ever
Thank
need
you.
anything, let
Yeah.
me know.
Well, I mean, there's my wife Ariane.
I mean, we're doing our best.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Anything? Any word? She kind of looks hopefully. She kind of like brushes her brown hair out of her eyes.
Nothing I can say for sure yet, but as soon as I have information for you, I will come straight to you.
All right. I appreciate that.
My pleasure.
You guys head up into your rooms. Sorry, there was a lot of like comedy there that just happened a second ago. I need to know exactly who's in whose room.
Oh, it's guys and guys and girls and girls.
Great, awesome.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so anything in particular we're doing before we go ahead and go to sleep?
1 in the morning. Going to bed.
Yeah, go to
Yeah.
bed. You take off your plate mail because there's no way you sleep in that, right?
Maybe I do.
Do you?
Maybe. What do you know?
Adam, I'm looking over all this. I need to know. Are you?
Don't sleep in your plate mail. That's how it gets stinky and
That's
then it
how-
gets rusty.
Yeah, that's how you get
Just
levels of
don't sleep in your
exhaustion.
But it's demonic armor anyway. Who cares?
Yeah, to
Does
be
demonic armor wash itself?
to be clear, infernal armor, not demonic. Devils and
yeah.
demons are different. Oh, by the way, 3 out of 4 of these members make deals with a devil in a house that we're going to discuss later, but that's not right now. That's in a few minutes.
Disappointing.
Hellfire
I go to sleep, I'm going to study one of the new spells because it appears to be a divination spell. So I'm going to learn detect magic.
Excellent. Alrighty, so you're gonna go ahead and take your time to do that. It will cost you a certain amount of coinage, which we can say that
It's
you.
halved,
Yeah.
so it's 25.
Okay, so it'll cost you the 25 gold amount. We will say retroactively that you have already picked this up in preparation for this. So, but the next time you got to go in, you got to buy your paper. You're gonna have to have your shopping episode. But yes, you go ahead and you prepare this. You have successfully added its detect magic into your repertoire. Anything else anyone else would like to do tonight?
No, Merritt just goes to sleep.
Just rowing furiously, like writing in her spell book.
It's like when you're in college and you have one roommate that's like really studious and like up all night, and Merritt's just like curled over in the corner trying to sleep.
Happiness burrito. All right.
Yeah.
I'm still a little worried about Lupin. Can I just kind of sit at the base of the stairs and use detect thoughts on her?
You're gonna use detect thoughts. Okay, sure.
Oh.
She makes a save of some sort.
I don't think so. It doesn't say one.
It doesn't say there's a save for detect thoughts.
Correct.
Usually, for when you're probing for stuff, you are.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but it doesn't show anything. See page 231.
Interesting. Well, 231. Here we go. For all of those who don't know what I'm doing right now, I'm checking out the ability detect thoughts. Here we go. Concentration up to 1 minute. For the duration, you read the thoughts of us. Wisdom saving throw if you want to go deeper. So, are you just reading surface level thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a quick glance at her thoughts.
Alrighty. So, you go ahead and you get kind of just what she's thinking. She's like, oh gosh, I have so much work left to do tonight before I go to bed, and then I gotta be up in the morning with guests. Hopefully, they're late sleepers, and get some coffee in before I have to go to service today. Just should get more bars on my windows. It's been more dangerous out after Ariane got taken. I hope she's all right. That's kind of just what you get for the duration of the spell. Basically just her kind of fretting about the place. Her thoughts are always like, this place isn't safe anymore. Like, the lower city of Baldur's Gate is a notoriously crime-ridden part of this town. It's usually when you go to the upper city where all the patriarchs are, where things get a little bit safer to walk around. But that's kind of what you get from her.
Okay.
Afterwards, you're going upstairs, or
Yeah, I'm just going straight back upstairs.
all right, you go to sleep, and all of you have a peaceful rest, with the exception of Rowan. Rowan, in the night you have a dream. In fog very similar to Baldur's Gate, you find yourself moving through a street. You just see the cobblestones beneath you, and as it kind of parts and waves, you see like almost figures of people or forms of others who look almost humanoid, but with weird differences. As they begin to pass you by, you see one that looks very similar to your mother before she just disappears. And then as you kind of turn your attention back forward, you see before you a mirror of just you standing there, kind of like just, a basic mirror, just mimicking the motions. Is there anything you want to do?
I want to reach forward and touch the mirror.
As you reach forward to touch the mirror like grabs your wrist, and you see like the bits of the mouth kind of like rip open at like a Glasgow smile, just like reaching down like, and you're shook and awake in the middle of the night.
I'm gonna get up.
All right.
Go to the washroom and look in a real mirror.
The mirror mimics your every motion. It seems to be normal as you go out to touch it tentatively. Nothing happens.
Okay.
You do see in the corner of your eye a pair of eyes, red, staring back at you from behind you in the mirror. You remember this voice. It's one of the two chain devils that you had made a deal with beforehand. Didn't mean to disrupt you, but our arrangement, I hope you have not forgotten. It's been nearly 2 months.
I've been gathering the resources. I'm sorry.
Well, hopefully we make progress on that. I would hate for the terms of your contract to be expired. Pleasant dreams. And the eyes kind of just blink out.
Does Merritt wake up at all, or is she just dead asleep?
You know what? I'll go ahead and make a perception check with
Okay.
disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, perception?
Yeah.
That is going to be 13.
13. You know what? I actually need to roll dice of my own for this one. You are sound asleep.
Cool. Love it.
So that was Kirix that spoke to you. Valstog is the one that never speaks. Are you going back to bed?
I'm gonna try to.
Alrighty. You go into the bed. You take your rest. Morning comes. There is no roosters in Baldur's Gate, but there are peacocks. So you all wake to the sound of that. If you've ever heard a peacock before, that's
They
what
make
they sound
the
like.
terrible,
They're
the worst
awful.
noise.
They are infernal chickens.
Nice.
What is everyone doing?
Immediately putting my armor back on.
Yeah, Merritt wakes up literally at the crack of dawn. It's kind of her norm.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
And
take the time to put your armor back on. A minute.
a minute.
Just.
Is
take.
it 10 minutes?
You want to make it 10 minutes? Sure. Okay.
I mean, realistically, I mean, and if you're gonna go off the book,
Does it really take 10 minutes?
yeah.
All right. I'll say 10 minutes.
I'm gonna be down in the tavern playing.
Alrighty. You begin to kind of strum up a little bit. Lupin comes in. She's like, "Hey, we doing breakfast this morning?"
I'm not sure about the crew. I would love some myself.
All right. Yeah, sure. We can do that for you for about 5 copper. 8 if you want coffee with.
No, that's okay.
All right. She kind of goes into the back and begins like breaking up eggs into a pan. You see her start to like preemptively do more. It looks like she's hoping that people will actually eat, have more eggs as well.
Okay.
Starts cutting up bacon as well.
Yeah, Merritt comes down and sees
Come, have some breakfast.
Yeah,
Sit
she's-
down, enjoy us.
already dressed, done her morning prayers, all that stuff. Sits
Okay.
down with Saren.
Breakfast is brought before you guys. Who's eating? Who's not? All right.
Just coffee.
Just coffee. That's 3 copper. Everyone else, it's just 5, unless you're having the coffee with, and that's 8.
What's the total?
Total is 8 for coffee and eggs and breakfast. 5 for just breakfast. 3 for just coffee.
Just
Okay,
breakfast.
I'll give Lupin a silver for it.
Thanks. And here's your change. Thank you, sir. So you guys, breakfast is brought before you. Bacon and eggs, moderately good. Decent price fetched for it, so it's not going to be like misshapen green. The yolk's not too orange. You have the day to yourselves. What would you like to do?
There's much work to be done.
Yeah, and we think we should try to figure out how to get into this casino that is not
I'm
my
sure
character
that's
voice.
not an issue.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on. Well, maybe you can get in. You know this area better than any of us.
We can find some kind of. Do you really need disguises? Because
I
I
mean-
can make my way in there. But
Nobody else knows who we are, so I don't see why we need disguises.
what I'm asking is, do you want to take the risk of someone ever recognizing you again?
I don't care.
Okay. Then that's settled.
I guess it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I've never really been gambling before, so I don't know.
Then we'll just go in. We'll probably leave with a bad rep anyways. So, might as well be honest with ourselves.
We
then.
just kick down doors everywhere we go. No
Right.
stealth.
Would I know where this place is?
You know about the Low Lantern. The Low Lantern's a pretty happening place for seedy backroom deals, and it's a very popular establishment for people who like to gamble, especially. Baldur's Bones, a game played very similarly to like blackjack with D6s, with normal dice to all the laymen, is played there pretty oftenly. So if you have it's kind of a happening place for that. You know that you've actually heard of Emmerich before. Emmerich Van Thamper works out of there as like a money lending business. He has very, very bad rates, but for the desperate, they're as good as you can get. But yeah, you know where it's located. You could actually probably go roughly the same route you did to get to the bathhouse almost. It's a little bit closer to the water though. Obviously, it's a ship.
Should we learn how to play before we go?
And hey, you know how to play, and I'll tell you what the rules are. Since.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, can we do that when we get there? But we'll say
Yeah,
that we know
yeah,
how to play.
yeah.
Oh sure, yeah.
Narrative.
So, It is still morning, though. It's usually a little bit more of a happening place towards the evening, and Amaric's known to be seen there in the evening, so you still got a full day ahead of you. It's been so long since we last played, but Merritt, you do know that there is the Shrine of Suffering. It is there's a church. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Merritt's gonna go do that.
Okay. All right.
While she's doing that, I want to go upstairs and switch over to Tusik.
Okay. So we're gonna do this. Are we? All right. So describe in detail.
Tusuk is almost like I wouldn't say counter personality, but a complementary personality to Zarin. Zarin kind of uses his charisma to get around. Tusuk is a little more intimidating, and he generally hides his identity very well. He'll have like a low-cut bandana down here to cover, as well as a wide-brimmed hat, and almost like a bandito style, poncho over with all black clothing. Very nice clothing underneath.
Liv is in love. I love this.
Thank you. And this is a persona he dons to really kind of instill his deals and really make sure.
While they're doing their own things, I'm going to slip out.
Okay.
I'd like to go kind of case that temple and
All right.
get a little information about that
I
Leadstone.
want a perception to see if I can see her slip out.
You make a deception check. You make a perception check. They're rolling dice to determine if his eyes are as good as her ability to just kind of walk out and no
11.
one's noticing.
21.
Yep. Yeah. See
And
her.
we all ooped.
Merritt. Yeah. You had a question?
Oh,
can come.
on the way,
That's
can
fine.
I,
I'll
like,
follow
bit
you.
of
Don't be
shopkeeping, can I
subtle
pick
about
up materials for my spells?
Of course. Yeah.
Cool, thanks.
I'll say that you can stop by some vendors and we'll figure out a
Yeah,
total cost
it's
for that.
blood and chips of mica.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Alrighty. You can definitely find blood, and you probably wouldn't even need to pay for it in Baldur's
I
Gate.
mean,
if you,
I also could just use my own blood.
it's accurate, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you
Cool,
probably
cool,
could.
cool. Thank you.
And then, so you're going on. So you're going into your Tusuk personality. Where are you going?
I'm just gonna kind of sit and wait in the tavern until we're ready to head out.
Okay, so Rowan has slipped out at this point, and she's heading out there. Oliver, are you following her?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, Oliver, you're gonna go ahead and keep a trail. If you're trying to like stealth your way to the temple, alrighty. So Oliver, I'll say that you can accompany her with a small lead behind. Merritt, you're going
the
over
party.
to
The Temple of Suffering.
the Temple of Suffering, the Shrine of Suffering.
Shrine of Suffering. Who?
Yeah.
Which god is that again?
I am looking it up right in.
Thank you.
My pleasure. It's what I do. The Shrine of Suffering is here. We go. Ilmatar.
Ilmatar?
Actually, it's Ilmater. Ilmatar is something else. I can hear Tim laughing, chuckling in the background. It's Ilmater. Unless
Ilmater.
did you? Is it, yeah, I'm sure. Oh yeah. No one's gonna get me just looking off to the corner there and being like,
Just ignore
great,
the
it's
people.
on the screen.
Ignore the people behind the counter.
Got
Ignore
it,
the
got it,
wall.
got it. Alrighty,
We're
so
professionals.
Ilmater is. Hear my wife
Use that
laughing.
term loosely.
Hey, listen. Yeah.
Okay, Ilmater. Temple
Ilmater.
of Suffering.
Yes. You know that Brother Hodges is the main kind of.
Hodges?
Hodges, yeah.
Yeah.
Brother Hodges is the is a halfling who basically runs the temple with his children Hanson and Sissa. You're heading there. I'll respond over to Rowan, and now with the bar empty, where's your intended destination?
Like I said, no intended destination until we're ready to go to the casino.
All right, so you're gonna stick it in the take care in the Blade and Stars.
I'm gonna look for any persons of interest that might help me get information against Amaric.
Okay. Okay.
Look for any individuals that are in the tavern.
It's a,
Scope it out.
you guys were the only people in the tavern last night, which is oddly unusual. Some people come in. Usually they're just like, basic merchants who are just coming in for like lunch or like beer, like early in the morning since it's cheaper than water. Or they're your regular old fisherman who doesn't want to pay prices down over by where the docks are, or doesn't want to try to chance themselves at the Blushing Mermaid. Blushing Mermaid's basically a fighter's pit with a bar next to it. You two are very well acquainted there because you try to play and you try to protect or fight, whichever's more profitable at the time. So let's go ahead and start this whole journey off with Rowan. Rowan, you're heading to
The Ladies' Hall, I believe.
Yes, the Ladies' Hall. So you head your way up to.
What time is it?
In the day, it's 9 a.m.
Okay.
There's a pretty heavy fog rolling through the lower part of Baldur's Gate.
I have somewhere to be at noon.
Yes. Do you know where? Yeah. Do you know where? Do you know where this place is?
I do not, so I'm gonna hire somebody.
Alrighty.
Our boy.
You don't see Alec. I'm not gonna give you Alec every time. You see like you see a little Kalamashani girl, black hair that's like cut at sort of like a divot here, so one of her eyes are cut, like covering. Dark skin, kind of like really messed up white shirt that's all dirty from like walking around.
I love her even more.
Barefoot. Yeah, I'm not gonna give you guys that you don't immediately love. She kind of walks up. She's like, "So where are we going?
The ladies' hall.
You're going to the ladies' hall? You're able to get up there? I mean, you got the? Because they won't let me pass."
I'm going to ask.
Well, all right, let's go. That's gonna be 5 silver.
Okay. I give her the silver.
She takes the money, she pockets it. She's like, "Cool, let's go." And she kind of starts begin walking, doing her little jaunt. Day goes by. You see the various mercantile people, Oliver, you yourself as well. See these people. I'm gonna have you roll a perception check to like keep the trail of her as she enters into the fog, because it's pretty bad this early in the morning.
9.
9.
Oh, I thought that was.
Alrighty. So we'll address that in just a bit. You walk by all these people getting ready for the day. They're getting their carts ready to move produce through the city. They're getting basically all their animals all set up, ready to go on to journey outside the city, or at least they would. You know that Baldur's Gate has been sectioned off. It is closed, no one in or out for a certain time, but certain designated people are able to go out and get food from other places and bring it back. So these are one of those such people. You do see a lot of eyes on you as well, but next to a lamplighter, there's no one's gonna try and mess with you, since they're kind of like the hands off of all this place. Only the truly desperate really go for them. You get all the way up until you reach right around. You get up to one of the gates over in the upper part of the city. The Ladies' Hall resides over in Bloomridge, so you pass by a lot of stuff. You move past the Elfsong Tavern. You go through the area where Baldur's Mouth, the local newsprint area, is. You go through where like the counting house, that huge bank on the corner, is. You go to the Smiling Boar. There's some weird rumors about the Smiling Boar that we can get into later, but you end up over in Bloomridge where the Manor Gate is, and this is where a lot of like the servants to the patriarchs, the higher nobles of the city, are at. And you kind of see like them all just kind of like waiting in line, stacked up, while like the flaming, like the watch. There's the Flaming Fist who sees the lower city, and the watch who sees the upper city. The watch is like looking over everyone's credentials. Some people just like get kicked over. You don't know if maybe they had legitimate stuff or not. But you're currently brought to the line. The girl just kind of like, "Well, I'm gonna be seeing you now. Later," and she just kind of walks on off.
I pull out my patch for the Flaming Fist,
Okay.
and I apply it to my clothing.
All right, you do so. As it is affixed there, after you, Oliver, you have no idea where the hell you are, and you just end up in this part of town that eventually you find the water, and you just kind of follow that for a little bit until you get to a place called Joplins. It looks like it's a tea place.
We remember
There's,
this.
huh?
No,
Oh.
say we remember this place now.
Yeah, you've been here once before. You've at least seen the outside of it. This is the place that you're at. You have no idea where Rowan is.
Can I try and keep an eye out for the little girl?
Oh, sure. I'll say go ahead and make a perception check.
11.
11. There's a lot of children, a lot of lamplighters, a lot of people just in general. It's a pretty heavy crowd this early in the morning. People got places to go and people to see. It's hard to really pick that out. I mean, if you want to look around, I can tell you what you see. Or, like, if you want to wander around the city, I'll see where you end up.
Sure.
Sure. Roll a d6 for me.
Ooh.
Dose.
Dose. That'll work.
Will it?
I mean, might. So you
Fail,
Thanks,
success,
65 me.
success.
so
Powered.
you head down the street, still casing the water a little bit, and you actually do pass by Baldur's Mouth, and you do see another kid like up on a corner, and I'll say for the sake of it, that big old like newsy cap with like the overalls, just being like, Extra, extra, read all about it. Cultists found dead in bathhouse. Extra, get the morning edition. And,
They start tap dancing.
like just throwing out like paper, like passing it to whoever and like collecting copper. You want to keep traveling around?
I'll take a paper from him and just give him a gold and keep going.
He's like, holy shit! And just like pockets it and he's like, sweet! And he like takes 3 papers and puts it to the side. You gotta destroy the evidence. Like they check for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you're able to basically summarize a lot of information. I'll break down what that is later on. But we'll go ahead and move to Merritt real quick. Merritt,
Okay.
you go past a lot of you go past the Elf Song Tavern, the place where this all sort of began a while back, and you make your way over to the Shrine of Suffering, and you do see Brother Hodges kind of helping out with some of the more poor people, like preparing like breakfast for them and like handing them like bowls of soup. People like nod and like take it like thankfully. He kind of looks over and he kind of like just smiles.
Oh, wait,
like,
before I go talk
yeah.
to him, I take my necklace.
Yeah.
That has like the crystal and the symbol of Lathander, and I kind of like stuff it under my shirt.
Got it. Weren't ashamed of yourself. No, I'm kidding.
I mean,
Well, he knows that you follow Lathander. That's part of how you know him. You got the religious community.
I thought I just knew him.
No. You know them because he's part of the religious community.
Okay.
You're in touch with like Look, Baldur's Gate is a bad place. So all the religious communities keep in touch with one another.
Okay, then it's fine. It's
No
whatever.
one's monotheistic by any means here. They all have separate gods that they pray to, and they all like affirm their existence. Some are more devoted to one over the other because that's what their calling is.
So then she just walks up. Never
All
mind.
right. She walks up and she says, Merritt, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
How are you? Have you been?
I've been doing my best. Do you need some help?
Well, there's always help to be,
Well,
you know.
I have 2 hands. I can pour some soup.
Helping with this would be appreciated, but perhaps we can also talk about. Oh, come on. Hey,
Just
you
start
guys.
helping him.
Yeah, he's like preparing food and just kind of like getting the line moving around. It's like, I appreciate your service with us here,
Of course.
but there are other things that we should discuss as well. If you're interested in work, perhaps we can make this beneficial to you and that group you were with the other day.
I mean, you know me. I'm always willing to help somebody out, but
How much do you know about what we do here?
how much do I know? I mean, it's a shelter of suffering.
Yeah,
They are all about helping out the community.
Yep.
This is me remembering things.
Yes, way to go, Liv. Good job. You know that they basically cater to those whose suffering has a purpose, and that's what they kind of basically believe. They believe if you're going through something hard, that it's meaningful. Another part of this is that they have a service that for a very, very, very low fee, they will take the bones of the dead or the body of the dead and put it into their crypt where rats will eat it, and basically they display the bones on the outside of their temple. This sounds really bad, but this is like one of the only ways that poor people can bury their dead. And
In
so-
like an honorable way.
yeah, essentially. It sounds a little macabre, but it has a purpose.
It's
there.
like it's like air death, but we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah. When we bury them, we did not expect for what would happen next. There is a beast that has been attracted to the smell of rotten decay that now lives in the lower parts of our temple. And we are not able to service the people safely as we once did for fear that it will climb out. It's been barricaded.
Ooh.
And the money isn't what matters here. There are hard times seen by all, but
But we don't want to unleash a monster onto the people.
nor do we wish to deny people the right for their loved ones to be buried.
Right.
So, if you are up to the task and you are able to take care of this creature, then we would appreciate your help in the matter.
Of course.
Talk to your people about it, and this is by no means a binding contract. If it's something outside of your wheelhouse, then we won't push you to it.
Merritt takes his hand and just, I will help you. Even if I can't convince them, I will help you.
I'd appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. We're gonna go over to Sook for a bit.
How you doing?
How's it going? You after hanging out in the Blade and Stars for a bit, you do kind of overhear. You see more these three gentlemen who've kind of enter into the bar and begin to like ask for beer, and it gets served to them. They finish it. They talk for a while. They don't seem to be paying their tab or have any intention of putting any coin on the table. They just continue to have their conversation and ignore Lupin whenever she's like, you planning to settle up? Like, oh yeah, just a sec. And they continue their conversation with no intent. This has happened for about 15 minutes or so.
I'm gonna make my way to a table near them.
Okay. You go ahead and move on over. One of the guys kind of takes notice as you kind of change over to a seat nearby. They're like, something funny, friend?
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna sit down at a table next to them and start playing bagpipes. Just very quietly.
Terrible.
Wait, hang on. Did you say play the bagpipes quietly?
As quietly as possible.
Not at all, then.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll me a performance check. Let's see how quietly you can play
I
these
hope
bagpipes.
you nat one. I've never wanted you to nat one more than ever in my life.
Joke's on you because I get. What is it? I think.
5.
Well, no, I have.
I already
Does
added
it double or no? Because I just got expertise at level 3.
God
Oh.
damn it.
Does it double it or it doubles the? How much should I add to it?
You
right?
double your proficiency bonus and add it to your modifier.
Okay, so it would be a +7.
Jeez.
Still an 11.
Lord above.
It is. They are bagpipes.
It's pretty loud. Like if you were gonna be playing an instrument quietly, the bagpipes is not it. That bagpipes are permanently the only thing that will be the loudest thing in a room at any given time. And as you're doing this, the guys kind of like look over and they're just like kind of squinting at you. They're like, can you take that out? Like he's like, can you stop? Like one of them like takes a knife over and kind of like begins to walk over and like looks to stab the bagpipe. What do
With
you
that,
want to
I'm gonna stand up and put it down.
You
Is that
don't
an
mind?
issue?
Me and my friends are just having a nice time, having a drink and talk.
Well, it could be so great that you wouldn't include me. Come on now.
Listen,
I'm a purporter of a great time.
well, yeah, but you've gone ahead and you messed with our great time. So maybe you should leave.
Yeah.
So anyway, I could make it up to you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How you gonna do that?
Well, I may not be that good at bagpipes, but I sure got a few stories to tell.
Make a persuasion check. This is getting weird.
I'm glad I'm not the only one picking up on that.
8.
Let me tell you a story. It's the story of 3 gents who walked into a bar, have a conversation and drink. And then this bloke with a loud bagpipe started making a ruckus and ruining our time. And then the men, they took daggers to him, cut him up real bad and threw him in the harbor. Now, let me ask you this. Is it a true story or am I making it up?
I'm gonna put the bagpipes, or keep the bagpipes away.
Okay.
Sit back down and just keep drinking.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And he kind of goes back, and like after a little while, all 3 men kind of exit the bar a little bit.
Which bar is this again?
This is still the Blade and Stars.
Okay.
This is back where you guys spent the evening.
I'm totally gonna try to tail him.
Oh,
Stealth.
alrighty. Make a perception check.
Perception first.
Yeah.
20.
Oh yeah. You're able. The fog is dissipating as the day is going on. Now I want you to. If you're tailing them, then you're trying to be stealthy about it. Yeah. Make the stealth check.
Plus another 2. 9.
9. Alrighty. So we'll address that in a bit. Rowan. What's up, Allison?
Hi.
This is why we have a strict no phone policy at the. No, I'm kidding.
Listen, I'm looking at my new spells, okay?
All right, you're good. You're good. Don't worry about it. You come to the front of the line, and the watch kind of like looks over. They're like, "All right, what credentials do you have?"
I'm here on a mission from Zaj.
He like regards the badge. Man,
Of course.
doesn't appear forged. Enjoy your time in the upper city.
Thank you.
At dusk, they're gonna close it out and bring everyone who's on the streets out here. Just be out there before then, okay?
Of course.
You walk in. You are now in the upper city. You are the first character to get to the upper city. Well done.
We love that for you.
It would be the wizard.
I didn't even
It
use
would be
magic.
the only
No.
person in this party with a brain cell.
Exactly.
Alrighty. So you're in the upper city. What now?
I am looking for the ladies' hall.
The ladies' hall.
What is that? Huh?
I made a deal with the devil, and if I find the ladies' hall, there's something there that I promised to get for them.
Oh no, I remember this now. Okay, yeah.
We always
I'm
refer
just
to it, but we don't.
scoping it out right now. I'm not planning to actually take the thing. I just kind of want to get a feel for the. Yeah, I'm casing the joint.
I remember this because I was very upset by this.
Alrighty.
Not okay.
So, one of the things that go ahead and make a general investigation check for me.
23.
23. Okay. Now it doesn't take you super long. After asking a couple questions to a few key people, you're able to kind of discern that this gate is the closest one to the ladies' hall. And as you pass by, the only thing that you're kind of given the notice of is that it's going to be next to the Yeoman House. Yeoman House is essentially the name of one of the patriarchs here. All the patriarchs live in the upper city. And essentially, what you know about this place is that people will sell the furniture inside their home so that they can keep their house. It's all about maintaining real estate here because they can't build off it anymore. And it's considered to be a noble to be up here and to make votes and to change things that actually matter in Baldur's Gate as a whole. So the patriarchs basically run things. And they might be poor on the inside of their houses, some of them. Others are notoriously wealthy and they don't share with anyone, and they have a very firm grip on Baldur's Gate. Everything has a price here, and these guys pay it. You make your way to the Ladies' Hall. The Ladies' Hall is made of yellow granite. It's roofed with slate shingles, and it's inconspicuously blended into these surrounding architecture. There are also beautiful mosaics depicting like souls prevailing against ill fortune at sea, just like you see a bunch of people who are about to like hit a wave and crash, and then they are rescued by like a hand that provides like a raft with a small little sail on it, and they are able to make it back home to themselves, to their homes. This is essentially the Temple of Timora. Upon entering in here, there are this is kind of like the place where like people go to pray when they've got nowhere else to go. Like you see people who are like, please, my mother and father are missing. The watch is doing nothing. The Flaming Fists don't care. Please, Timora, look down on me in my time of need. Like, these are some of the prayers that you hear as you enter in. It's beautiful in here, though. Like, the entire place is immaculately kept. You also see several other artifacts on display. You do see, like, someone come by. They say, blessings of Timora upon you. It's this half-elf with, like, short blonde hair, tan skin. One of their ears is sharp. The other one is not. And they say, how may I help you today?
I come to pray.
I will not disturb you. He simply moves and walks away. What are we doing in here?
I'm going to walk around and kind of look at some of the artifacts that are on display.
Okay. You see a number of interesting items in here, but what catches your attention is probably the one thing you're looking for. In fact, as you look inside of it, the glass within has like two red eyes that appear in a reflection and then briefly blink out. This is the luck stone that you've been asked to go and grab. It is protected. It looks like in a gold kind of like I'm trying to describe this. In a display case that has four legs kind of surrounding it, there appear to be arcane glyphs carved into the inside of this thing. So it looks like maybe it's either harder to break into, or it's a little bit more, it's more for alerting someone you don't know unless you were to cast a spell.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Right in the middle of everyone. Great.
Go on. Quietly.
Alrighty. So you go ahead and make an Arcana check or a Stealth check to quietly cast a spell.
Okay.
Now those of you are going to say, well, hang on a second.
22.
22? All right. Real quick, I'm going to tell the audience something. Ordinarily, you can't cast a spell that's like, super quiet unless you're like a sorcerer and you have like a special feat for that. But I'm not saying that she's doing this without saying anything. I'm just saying that she's trying to do it inconspicuously, like as people are walking around. And as you do mutter incantations quietly, you're able to discern that it is in fact, is it aberration magic? It's shield magic, essentially. It looks like it would be very, very hard to break into it. It also looks like there is an enchantment placed upon the stone itself. When it's removed from there, it's going to alert someone. It's like a silver string that's like attached to something that just kind of dissipates into itself, like against the wall that's like not there. Looks like it's connected to a person or a thing. You don't know. But that's the information you get. You've cased the joint, so to speak.
Come back
Having done that, I know that I need to find something that'll help me get rid of those enchantments. So
All right.
I'm going to sit, pray
Sure.
for a little bit, just to not draw attention to myself. I don't want to be in and out.
Sure.
And then after an appropriate amount of time, maybe half an hour or so, I will slowly make my way back out.
Alrighty.
Judgment. All of the cleric judgment. I'm not a cleric.
You're not
but-
a cleric.
But
You're not
I
allowed
am.
to.
I'm not a cleric.
I'm not a cleric, but I'm judging you.
Oliver, you've read about a large amount of things concerning the town. You've basically got this huge information dump that I'm going to give you, and then you're going to immediately forget. Here are the highlights, okay? Supposedly, people keep on dumping bodies by a bar called the Smiling Boar. There is talk of people entering into the Mandocry Mansion. There has been a body. There's like usually when murder is not a big deal in here, but when a murder happens, people like kind of turn heads about it, and you get basically the murder of someone named Giuseppe. Giuseppe. You can spell that however you like. As you're reading the paper, you do hear I imagine you found some place to sit, and something is just like ting, 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 like at your boot heel. You look down, and it's a crow. Ting. Caw!
I throw rations at it and then go back to reading.
It like kind of like gets hit by it, but it just kind of like pecks at it a little bit. You go back to reading a little bit, and you get to the cartoon section, which is great.
It's my favorite section.
Oh yeah. It's Garfunkel. The yeah. I'm not gonna make this up.
Deals wizard.
No, we're not. We're not ripping off. But that is copyright infringement. We can't do that to Adventure Zone. All rights are reserved. No, it's
We love them.
After a while, you hear ting ting again at your boot.
Same boot or different boot?
Same boot.
Did he finish all the rations?
Yeah, he finished all the rations.
I'm going to sprinkle rations next to me on the seat and then go back to reading.
Alrighty, he
Are we
kind of
getting
hops
a
up. Make an animal handling check real quick.
Are we getting a friend?
I hope so.
I'm so excited.
Nope.
Huh? Okay. It kind of hops up. It like will take one and then like move several feet back away from you just to like kind of finish eating it up. Then it'll do the same thing with the rest. There's one that's like way too close to you outside of the comfort zone, so it keeps on like looking at it like unsure what to do.
Then I'm gonna I'll scoot down the seat a little bit for it, just so we can have it.
Question:
It goes over, eats. Yeah.
Is he a handsome boy?
Is it a handsome bird?
It is a no. It's not. It's a really ugly looking bird.
But is it a good boy?
I mean, you'll have to judge. So as you finish through the paper, this crow just kind of like regards you, just keeps on like watching you. Caw! Just every once in a while.
Caw!
There's a seagull that kind of like passes down like right next to you, and the crow within a split second goes right for the neck of this seagull, rips its throat out, and like starts like eating the seagull itself.
That's your bird.
It's my special bird. Animal handling again. I'm keeping it. No, I'm not keeping it.
Well, what do you have a bonus?
No.
Wait, where are you now?
I don't know. I stopped somewhere on a bench. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's so sad. This bird, you and this bird were made for each other, and it's not gonna love you.
No.
It's not gonna love you.
Maybe that's just a reflection
Just like
of
everything
yourself.
else in his life.
Is anybody else reacting to this as they're walking by?
Like someone like sees it like, holy shit! Like they're like, did you see what that bird just did?
Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
They take out their phone, they put it on Facebook.
I was literally gonna say if they
This
had
crow
crystals,
just killed this bird, and then like they zoom in on the crow as it like looks at them like.
it's on like crystal talk tick.
Yeah.
I'm mad.
You rolled a 6 for it, so you like reach out your hand, it hops onto your wrist, moves up a little bit, shits on your arm, and then flies away.
She tried.
Where's the next poor person?
What?
The nearest poor person?
Poor person.
I will say not farther than 15
I'm
feet.
just gonna wipe my armor off on him.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
They're like, come on, man.
And then, what?
Oh, okay. They just kind of like go back sitting down. They have bird crap on them. Like, man, this day sucks. Where's your intended destination at this point?
Well, I lost her. I guess I'm just gonna head back to the tavern.
Alrighty. Merritt, you heading back to the tavern as well?
Yeah.
So, the three gentlemen that you've encountered, Zarin, have gone down the street, gone straight into towards the harbor, and as you kind of turn, you look around the corner, you see them kind of group up together, like, we are being followed. That asshole with the hat has been following us since the Blade and Stars. You have this information. What do you want to do?
Do I notice who they might work with, or who they might be associated with?
Wouldn't be an insight. This would be.
History?
Nah, it wouldn't be history. He'd be having to recall something. I'd say investigation, maybe. We go ahead and make an investigation check. I can't think of anything better. 6. These guys don't look affiliated. I mean, they might work for the guild, but so does everyone. I mean, you have no idea. They might just be sailors, honestly. They have scabbards.
I'm gonna try my best to remember them, but
Alright.
I'm gonna try to avoid the whole situation. I can't really do anything
Alright.
about that.
Do y'all remember
You
when we
back on
almost had
track
pirate
to the Blade and Stars.
Okay,
So,
I'm just the only person that remembers that. That's
so you go ahead and make your way over to back to the Blade and Stars. Rowan's actually the first one there, having come back from.
I had somewhere else to stop.
Oh, that's right. So I guess it'll be you who's the first there. Where are you stopping on your way back?
I was going to stop at Joe Upland's.
Oh, at noon. That's right. Okay,
I told you I have somewhere to be.
that's right. I'd assumed it was just you were meeting back up with everyone at already.
We don't have plans until this evening. My day is my day.
It's a you day. You're gonna go ahead, run your errands, stop by Fantasy Target.
Literally.
Need to pick up more TP.
Get a
It's great.
manicure.
Get a manicure, you know.
The usual.
Ruin stay.
You told me to explore.
Yeah,
so
I did.
I'm
New
exploring.
tattoo.
Alrighty. You're heading over to Droplands. You see the epitomal half elf who's just kind of this guy's like grossly thin, kind of almost palish gray skin, just like, well, welcome there. Are you? Is this your first time here?
What's it to you?
Well, first timers get a free tea on the house if you're interested. I could.
I've been before. I'm fine. Thank you, though.
Well, if you need anything, just let me know, bitch. And he just kind of goes behind the counter. You're inside Jooplands. Looking around, there are several interesting-looking figures. A lot of them are skinnier. Some of them are like just like sipping like the tea, like it's the best thing in the world. And you seem to recall there's narcotics laced in the tea. Like this.
I thought this sounded like a dispensary.
Yeah.
No, it's
far worse.
highly addictive from what I've found out before, so I am avoiding partaking.
You also see a gentleman. The only person who seems kind of out of place in this whole thing is someone who is kind of clad in all this like this kind of this leather travel cloak, a hood drawn up over their head, kind of just reading a book and like sipping the tea just elegantly just down at his table.
I make my way to his table and sit down.
I will not pay for your tea. I do not care about your story, and I would like to be left alone. If those do not satisfy you, then I cannot help you either way.
I pull the burnt up note that I have, that I cast my prestidigitation on before, and I slip the burnt piece of paper onto the table.
The flaming fist at it again.
It's hot outside.
It's a bad neighborhood. He kind of looks up. He says, "Is the gentleman who gave that to you alive?"
I don't know anymore at this point.
I figure not. I gave that to him some time ago. And who are you? Someone who claims to know what this message means or who you seek.
All I seek is knowledge.
Is that right? Well, the knowledge comes free here. You should not have come in here. I don't care about your problems. I can't help you either way. This note doesn't change anything. Takes out his book, begins to reading. Good morning.
You're
I
gonna have-
continue to sit there.
You know these pages are blank. I'm merely reading, just hoping that you'll leave.
I noticed.
He finishes his tea. He's like, fine, come with me. He begins to kind of walk into the street. You're following him? It's like, did you study?
For a short time.
Do you know where the Candlekeep is?
No.
South of here. He kind of like walking through the streets of Baldur's Gate, like talking, avoiding people, stepping around shit that's on the ground. He's like, well, it's a small place of practice. If that's not the place you were ejected from clearly you were ejected, you look like you're chomping at the bit for magic more so than I was when I was your age. Some of the junkies in there probably take a page out of your book. If you're looking for me, then you have nowhere else to go. Why not go to the Candlekeep? There's some legitimate people who would be able to help you out there. It's a ride, but I'm sure that's nothing you can't find from hooking or doing various magical works for other people.
Do I have your letter of recommendation?
No, I would not deign to give it to you, and they wouldn't care if you had one. I was ejected from the Candlekeep. I learned everything out of spite of what they failed to teach me. He kind of goes into, he's like, here we are. He kind of like opens the door. He's like, good, empty. Let's go upstairs. He kind of like, you begin like going up the stairs. He's like, now, if you're serious about what you're doing, I need to know that you're serious about what you're doing. He kind of goes up the second floor, going to the third. He's like, now, what would you not do to find out magical secrets?
Oh no.
There's almost nothing.
Alrighty. I need you to jump off of this roof.
How high?
You are currently 20 feet above ground.
Do a flip.
Don't make a face like it's nothing.
Here it is. A couple of health points.
Do you know how to cast Featherfall on yourself?
I think I have the spell. I just haven't had the time to study.
Then this will be especially painful. But you'll have convinced me that you can do it. But you would have convinced me that you can do it. I'm not looking for someone who is smart or ambitious or who will do anything less than whatever it will take. It will take exactly what it takes. And what it'll take right now is for you to jump off this roof.
Do it, pussy, you won't.
Stop it, you're not even there. Leave her alone.
Maybe I'm downstairs.
He's always downstairs.
It's kind of in the same neighborhood, so sorta.
Well, I was gonna say,
You guys are like
Somewhere
two
you're
ships
like arguing
passing.
with the bird, like
But I'm just calling back
Can
and
I
forth.
make
at
an
him.
insight check and see
Terrible.
if he's bluffing?
Yeah,
If he's actually going to make me jump?
absolutely.
oh god.
No.
From what you can tell, you can only get that this guy wants you to jump off the roof.
He said dead ass.
If that's what it takes. I step towards the window or towards the edge of the roof.
All right, you gonna jump?
I am trying to persuade him that I'm going to.
Okay. He's like, that's good, but I believe the next step is going to be the one that convinces me. You're a step away from everything you need to know. Are you really going to stop here?
No. And I jump.
Oh my god.
Alrighty.
Hold on to it. Oh my god.
You take 12 points of bludgeoning
oh my
damage.
God.
That's not everything anymore. That's fine.
Girl.
So the way that you fall is interesting. You jump off of this almost, there's no like anything to catch you on, so you just hit the pavement right in front of a guy who was like moving a wheelbarrow. So his day is just kind of like, wife's upset at me. What do I get to make her? Holy crap! Like
You almost did like a Assassin's Creed
like if you slow down the motion, it's just Rowan going like this, like as she falls.
terrible. Terrible.
So you fall, you hit the ground pretty hard. It's
Oh
just
my
as hard as
God.
you'd have expected it to be. And a lot of people are crowding around. They're like, "Is she dead? Like, check for a pulse. Check her pockets." Like
I get up. I brush them away.
it hurts to get off. Like, there's something definitely sprained. Like, you're limping a little bit now. You're now very aware of the fact that you are a injured target in the middle of Baldur's Gate in high noon, where a lot of people have just seen you do something that has injured yourself. You are now a target. You look back up. The gentleman who is at the top of that area is now gone. and it looks like he's just exited he's exited the establishment, looked over, smiled like, and just walks down the alleyway away from you.
I follow him.
All right, limping along, you follow him. Go ahead and make a perception check to kind of tail him.
Okay, what's perception? Okay. 12.
12. All right, I'll make the roll for it. Fine. It's a natural 14. He eludes your perception as he just kind of blends in with the rest of the crowd, just moving through. But hey, at least you learned something. He doesn't play fair at all.
That's fine.
What do
I
you-
know more about him.
Where are you going from here?
I'm gonna head back to the tavern.
Okay, you head back to the Blade and Stars. Oliver, you get there first. Every once in a while, you swear you can hear "caw" like in the distance. Merritt, you also make your way to the tavern just shortly after Oliver comes in. Next up would come Zarin and
The second Merritt sees Rowan, she just like stands up from the table and just, what happened? Oh my gosh, what, are you okay?
If you have a potion of healing,
I instantly
it would be
cast Cure
great.
Wounds. I just put my hand on her shoulders and cast Cure Wounds.
You think that's bad? I had a bird shit on me.
You're fine.
Do they even recognize me?
You're fine.
no.
I jumped off the roof.
You guys.
Why? Did you do a flip?
I tried.
Was it
At
cool?
least you tried.
No, so 9. You get 9 hit points back.
Cool.
I was lying, Zarin, when I said it was Zarin. You guys do not see Zarin in the bar anywhere. You do see a gentleman with a hat on with.
A super cool bandana.
Yeah, you see a different person, like kind of just sitting at the bar, but he does.
Can I do a perception check?
You can do an insight check if you want to discern if this is
Fair enough.
someone.
How good is my insight?
It'd have to be better than his deception, which.
All right, let's do it, baby.
Uh,
Ooh, and that 20.
yeah, well, no, I don't need to roll them.
11.
It's a very, very convincing disguise, but the only thing that gives it away is Zarin's dreamy eyes.
What am I
Man just
gonna
like
do?
gazes
Yeah.
from across the room. No. Wow.
Take
Just
my
a-
breath up. All rights reserved. Copy LLC. No.
Merritt just kind of like hones in, makes direct eye contact with just the eyes.
There's like several like sessions of like his eyes, your eyes, his eyes, you squinting and just like. This game has gone off the rails.
No, but
Nasty nat 20. That was so satisfying.
I know. I feel like you would instantly notice, though.
Instantly, no, I have +2 to insight too, so like, I know who it is.
So I'm just gonna nod, wink back, and keep drinking.
Alrighty. You continue to have your drink at the bar. Time passes in the way that it typically does. It starts to get kind of later on in the day. Is there anything anyone would like to do before we get into the next part?
I would like to use one of my hit dice.
Alrighty, go ahead and take your short rest. Yes.
I'm in her vicinity, correct? Within
Yeah.
60 feet. Song of Rest, you get an extra.
And I already maxed out my hit points. Thank you,
really?
though.
Oh,
Aw,
okay.
save that shit.
Well, I mean, it works like every time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
Anytime anyone takes a short rest.
I guess, I mean, if we're just all chilling and short resting,
Oh yeah.
I think Merritt takes the time to kind of like really plead to them about the situation at the Shrine of Suffering, try to explain. Okay, you know what?
I'm
First
sleeping.
of all,
I'm sitting in the chair sleeping.
oh my god. and Merritt's just going off. They're a good community.
You're
they
the one
take
who's
care of
coming
the
with
poor.
us, and you're definitely the minority when it comes to what we're going to do with our time.
Can I hear them?
So
Oh yeah, you can hear them.
Okay, then I'm gonna roll a persuasion check.
Would I know
Okay,
it's you?
go for it.
No.
Not
No.
unless you wanted to check in.
But I mean, me and you have been moonlighting.
Have you ever
yeah.
exposed Tusuk to him?
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
So Tusuk has
Yeah.
exposed himself to you.
Okay,
There you
yeah.
have it.
I have no clue. It's fine.
Well, that's why we share a room.
Oh,
She's the only one who doesn't know now.
gotcha.
Yeah. I got a strong, persuasive, charming 12.
12. I meant to say in that conversation, we can retroactively put this in, but like, if any of your friend, like, Brother Hodges has basically said, if you assist him with this, then anytime you guys fall in battle, then they'll be happy to help you out, and they won't charge you anything for it.
We got a natural place of healing.
Okay.
And what do I have to do?
We just have to defeat this beast a beast that if we don't defeat it, will end up attacking Baldur's Gate eventually. So if we keep fighting with the flaming fist, eventually we're probably gonna have to fight this person anyway, this beast, this creature. So we're proactive.
Yeah, I have plans tonight, but maybe tomorrow.
We all have plans tonight. I'm not saying we need to do it tonight, but as soon as possible.
Well, I'm busy.
So if we have plans tonight, why are you bothering wasting my time with this right now?
Because sometimes it's considerate to give people a week to 2 weeks advantage. You know, you put in a request 2 weeks in advance.
That's a personal courtesy, though. You don't have to give someone 2 weeks.
Well, I just thought that maybe you guys would like actually help me out, but it's fine. It's fine.
But you're such a square. You didn't take a deal with any devils. But if you smoke these cigarettes, we'll think you're cool.
Mary just like takes a cigarette, lights her own finger up with a flaming bolt. No.
Listen,
Oh boy.
Oh boy! I helped you. Okay, fine. I helped you all. I helped you figure out your contract, and I helped you figure out your contract, and I got you better deals. Nobody else here speaks Infernal. You wouldn't have the deals you have if it wasn't for me, and this is the least that you could do. And I'm not even asking to help me. I'm asking to help somebody else.
Just stop whining. Can we go get it done?
I mean, maybe
Yes or
tomorrow.
no?
Tomorrow, after we do the other thing we're supposed to do.
Where are you going tonight? I'm going with.
Well, you want to? We should go check out. We should go check out Amric tonight, and then maybe tomorrow we can fight that demon beast connected to the shrine.
Speaking of demon beasts, there's a crow following me.
Can I do an animal handling check on this crow? Please, can I do an animal
It's
handling
not
check?
in the bar. There's no way this bird's getting in there.
It's tapping on the
It's just like angrily
You know what?
tapping.
I'll say for the flavor of it, you do kind of just see it. Like only Oliver sees it. Like just
Tapping at my chamber door.
Ah,
Flies
so the
away.
crow's in his mind.
It crashes
Got it.
into the glass.
No, it's not in my mind because it killed a seagull.
Yeah, and Merritt looks around. What
Was the seagull
Whoa,
really
what are you
there?
talking about?
It killed a seagull at the dock.
Are we going to the Low Lantern or not?
Yeah, let's go to the low lantern. Let's get this done.
As soon as I hear that, I'm gonna lead the way. I'm gonna leave before them.
okay. Wait, but you're still in Tusuck form, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait outside the door until they're actually
This
leaving.
like
Actually,
strange
But as you
bandito
walk
shows
by,
up.
Are we both going to be like,
we don't even need to. You should already know. I mean, unless you want to be over dramatic about
one
it.
who doesn't?
You can always fill it
Mary
in.
just puts a hand up and starts waving. Doesn't say anything, just starts waving.
You're just gonna play it cool.
Yeah, just blank look.
I'm definitely watching you now. Just saying.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna be tailing
She
you
like
guys.
shrinks down.
Hopefully, without you noticing me.
Alrighty. I will say that for the sake of brevity, you guys take this opportunity to learn how to play Baldur's Bones so that everyone's aware. Just so you know, the first roll is essentially with 3 d6s. You roll them, and essentially what you're trying to do is get to 21. So, for example,
3
that's-
d6s, you say?
yeah, you start off
Who
with 3.
needs d6s?
It's a little bit like
I
blackjack.
could borrow one. Thank you, ma'am.
So you roll 3 d6s, you take the
Anybody
numbers that
else
you
need a
have,
D6?
and you just try to get to 21. You can roll each time around, kind of, and ante up as you see fit. Actually, everyone decides to put money in the pot first. They roll. Everyone roll.
I'm gonna put 5 copper.
Holy crap! I rolled an 18. No, I rolled a 15. I can do math.
Ooh, 8.
5 gold.
A solid 8.
5 gold?
Yeah.
Do we have to match him?
No, you're all trying to get to 21. So
No, but I mean like as far as
Like
ante.
bets wise, do we have to match?
no. You're just trying to have the highest number closest to 21 without busting. If 2 people get 21, they split the pot.
Can we add D? Is it like blackjack where we
yeah,
can
yeah.
add
So
a D8?
what'd you roll?
I rolled an 8, so if it's like blackjack, I would like to pool.
All right, go ahead and
Well, you know what I mean.
hit.
Also,
Hit, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we do merit first until she busts.
Okay, so that's gonna be 13.
You want to hit?
Yeah.
And you got 17 or 18 bread?
I got a 15.
Oh, I'm going to stand
I
at
got a
17.
15 as well.
Stand at 17.
17.
17.
Stay.
hit. That's
I'm
hit.
gonna roll another.
16. Okay, go for it.
I'm at
Yeah, I'm
15.
gonna fold. There's no way I'm gonna be 18 without busting.
What'd you get?
18.
18. So both of you are at 18.
I'm at 19.
No, I got
Damn, girl.
You're at
Get it,
19?
girl.
All right, I gotta get a roll. That is gonna be, let's see here, 12, 15. That's 20. I
We all just
swear
start
I rolled
gambling.
20. So in this instance, I would take the pot unless anyone else wanted to go around and see if they could do better.
Let's do it.
Oh my gosh, what? You know?
No, that's Liv. That's not Mary. Sorry. That's Liv. I'm
But
gonna
essentially,
chill.
essentially that's how the game is played. You roll as high as you can get, and then whoever has the highest basically takes the pot. So you learn how to play Baldur's Bones. At some point, Tusuk, do you want to go back into being Zarin, or are you going as Tusuk to the ball? Alrighty.
Quit to the ball.
You know what I mean. You're going to the
Okay.
Lowlander later.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
So-
that's probably how they would most likely know me.
Exactly right. So then, are you guys all heading off?
Yeah. I think I have all my D6s out. Wait, no, not all of them.
I do.
Yeah. Just in case you want to do some gambling later on.
Yeah, I have all my D6s out, so we set, bro.
Alrighty.
I lost 5 gold. I'm done.
Pobrecito.
Oh, I know.
So, you go on out into, you head on out into basically the proper of Eastway, and you make your way to the coast, and from there it's not very far until you reach the Low Lantern. It is just after dusk. People have been pushed out from the upper city into the lower city once again, so it's a little bit crowded walking through. Did anyone hire a lamp? Does anyone want to hire a
We
lamplighter?
call
yet?
Alec.
Are you calling your Uber? Like, I mean, you don't have his number.
She has a horn.
No, we literally, they literally.
It's
We
a
gotta get
whistle
us to
only
the
he can hear.
We need a crystal.
You
we need a
train
soda
the crow
parsley.
to go get Alec.
There we go.
Can we animal handle check this crow?
There is no crow nearby. You can see it. You can see it, Oliver.
This crow is the secret to everything. This crow is gonna crack this entire campaign wide open.
No, we need to give Alec a sending stone.
We do.
So we
I
can
think
just
he's.
call
I
him.
think he's
Such
been a
things
good
could
boy.
be procured in the right
I
market.
think he's been a good boy. He's done well. You know, we can trust him. He's responsible. We can get him a sending stone.
I don't know. He wanted to go to Joaplin with his money, so
He didn't say he was getting drugs. He said he was getting drinks and shoes.
He's kind of a mean
Which, like,
drunk, though.
relatable.
No,
How do you know he's a mean drunk?
I'm drinking with him.
Oh, did you?
What?
Yes, and.
can he retcon this? Is that a thing?
The what, hummus?
No, he's deciding that he went drinking with Alec.
Can we get?
Cannon.
Can we get Alex like in a permanent apartment? Like.
Okay, wait. Then if he did, have I?
Then he's gonna stop being a lamplighter. You've literally.
He's like set for life. He
It's
ends
like,
up becoming.
you
some
have to be you have to be at least the height of the bar in order to drink, and then Oliver just picks him up.
Does the whiskey sour come in a kid size?
There's a sippy cup version. There's like a bendy straw that comes with it.
Oh my god, my heart.
It's a silly straw.
All right,
It's a
let's
Charlie
go.
You can
Chipple.
bend it
Let's keep-
around and then break it. I mean, if you wanted to.
Okay, yes.
I don't know. I just want to move.
Okay, so we're gonna go gamble.
Minimum 400 gold for a sending stone. Now,
400 gold?
listen.
Doable.
Want a walkie-talkie that can speak? Like, you want a phone back in the fantasy world? No, come on.
Come on.
Listen, Jonathan is over there listening to this
Maybe.
conversation,
I've never
nodding his
tried.
head, being like, "Yeah, it's got to be that much."
All right, I'm waiting to see some of you lose some money. I already lost 5 gold.
All right, let's gamble, baby.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Do we get like?
Listen,
We found some
do
other
they-
shitty little kid, and this shitty little kid
Yes.
said yes. It wasn't Alec.
it'll be 5 silver to get Bert.
Berg?
Bert. Yeah. He's a half-orc kid.
Oh, we love that.
They're all like mid-teenagers, like.
I paid the 5 silver. I paid 6 silver.
Why are you just Brandon? You need your sending stone for people later on. Why do you keep wasting? Okay, fine. He takes the 6 silvers,
She
like
doesn't know what money is.
he like bites on the last one, just like bends it. All right, pockets it. And it's like it's a flat-footed walk as he kind of like trails you guys
Not
to the Low
flat-footed.
Lantern. You guys know how to get to each of the places that I've described. So if you've been there once, you can probably make it there again. Will it be as safe going alone? That's up for you guys to discern. Fog obscures the Low Lantern until you get within 100 feet of it, whereupon its tall mass and creaking bulk come into view. The converted ship has rigging but no sails, and is anchored to the wharf by thick chains. A wooden staircase climbs from the wharf's edge to the main deck. A lantern at the bow casts an eerie green light to signify the tavern is open for business.
When we walk in, can I make a perception check?
Well, so you go on up. and you find the main deck of the old ship features wooden steps that climb from a forecastle to an aft castle. Another set of stairs descending into the ship. A padlocked wooden hatch fitted with windows acts as a skylight for the deck below. The tavern proper, visible through the hatch's glass panes. There are 4 dead seagulls that lie on the deck and 2 ravens squawking at you guys from the crow's nest.
It's a raven, not a crow.
Do the seagulls have their necks ripped out?
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
So, Brad, you're telling me this is
Damn.
attempted murder?
Huh?
What?
What?
Oh, sorry. I said
his
ravens.
Crow
Yeah.
there? Is his crow there?
Yeah, there's a raven and there's a crow. They're
Almost
only
there.
like discernible from you'd have to be an accomplished bird watcher to find out.
Or
what the
Edgar Allan Poe.
Listen, do you know the difference between a raven and a crow is? Because I don't.
One travels around in a murder, and the
I'm
other
going
doesn't.
into the bar.
As you like it. Alrighty. You enter into the bar. It is a bustling place full of mismatched furniture. There are essentially, it's a huge gambling hall. There is a human who kind of walks up to you guys, who's dressed in like kind of finer clothing, who walks over and says, "Hello, I'm the captain, and this is my ship. Please help yourself to drinks, gambling. Watch your step; it can get messy in here. If you break anything, you pay for it, though. That isn't to say that if anyone offends you, you can't throw a punch, though."
Merritt goes up to properly greet him in whatever's like.
Definitely a woman.
Her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
My name is, you can just call me Captain Thundreth, or just the captain will do.
Okay. And the owner of the establishment?
Yes, quite. For some time now.
Insight check.
Go for it.
Fuck me. 6.
That's our one.
We know that
Yeah,
owner
I
is
should be
somebody
able-
else though, so she should have advantage on that.
Thank you.
Oh, that's right, we do. 'cause
We know that
saved
Emmerich
that
owns
other
it.
dude.
Yeah.
Because he told us.
Oh, he's not the owner of the establishment. He
No,
runs
he
a
just runs the
money lending
business.
business out of it.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
There it
Damn
is.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay.
From what you gather, this woman's probably telling you the truth, but I mean, you're not around a lot of shifty people often.
Yeah, Merritt's pretty naive.
Actually, that's kind of a lie. You're around these 3. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Well,
what
she
I know.
trusts them, so
You
like,
walk in, and
that should show how naive
Captain
she is.
Thundreth kind of like opens her arms. She says, "To Sook." She like presents her hand to like kiss. I
Yeah.
thought for sure you were gonna kiss my hand there for a moment.
I mean, if you really want
Man
to.
challenge, go for it. There it is. Adam's over there rolling his eyes.
We love to see it. We love to
Oh my
see
God.
it.
And how are you on this evening?
Well, it's been fine sailing. But you know, business is business, pleasure is pleasure. Things just keep rolling by day as things get worse.
Baldur's Gate as it is.
Baldur's Gate as it is.
Now, I really hate to trouble you, but have you seen Emmerich around?
Amric. Yes, I believe I could point you in his general direction. Are you speaking to him about lending money, perhaps?
Just a couple customer complaints.
Really?
Some weird stuff. He's gonna be a little sensitive about it. If you could just make sure no one's gonna intrude on us. I don't want him hurting anyone.
Well, you know what? Let me see if I can speak with him, get him a moment alone. In the meantime, maybe cruise around, see what catches your fancy. You can keep whatever tips you make playing for us up here, of course. Our standing standard business operation, of course.
Wonderful. Thank you every time, and so much more.
Pleasure as always.
I'm gonna make my way and find them.
Okay. They're pretty easy to pick out of a crowd, especially Oliver as he clanks through with like plate mail. People kind of like size you up. In fact, one guy just kind of like knocks over and been like, "Hang on a sec." One guy comes over and knocks you like on the shoulder. "Hey, buddy." You turn around. It's a bugbear. He's like, "How many people you kill?"
Enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You good with that?
Yeah, with my armor or what? I don't. Which eye do I look at?
He is a cross-eyed bugbear. I'm trying my hardest right now. I will feel this tomorrow.
Yeah.
He kind of like observes you with this kind of like weird cross-eyed stance. He's like, "Whichever one feels like. You wrestle?"
Are you challenging me to wrestling you?
He like puts 5 gold down on the table. Yeah. Now I am.
Any rules?
Don't hit my nuts.
That's a fair rule.
That goes both ways, just like you. Let's get this on.
All right. All right, this is essentially a series of grappling checks since you're not trying to kill this man.
No, I'm
Okay. Alrighty.
I want my
Don't
5
play
gold
his
back.
theme song. Also, why did you write theme songs?
Alrighty.
I'm getting there. This would be a perfect time to play his theme, though.
Oliver's
I'm
ballad.
taking count of all the assholes in the
So,
room.
strength checks?
Yes, so it's going to be contesting strength checks. I'm going to go ahead and use a bugbear stat for that. Man, that thing took a journey.
Not bad.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
15.
Oh, a 15, huh? I rolled an 18. So it doesn't start off well because he's like, all right, like, when do we start? And he just kind of like grabs you and turns you over sideways. Both of you kind of like hit your heads on the floorboards behind you. Go ahead and make the second strength check.
Is that a not natural? Is that a dirty 20?
That's a plastic 20.
Yeah. So
A 20 that's gotten work done.
yeah, it's a fake 20.
Alrighty. Scrambling out, you kind of manage to right your way back, like head to head, and you guys are holding onto each other's shoulders. The bugbear kind of leans his back and goes wham right into your forehead. Discombobulated. I need you to make another strength check.
16.
16. This time you hook around underneath his leg and kind of throw him over your shoulder. He weighs a lot, but when he moves, that amount of weight moves really quickly. It slams down hard on the baseboards. You actually see part of like the floor itself kind of crack a little bit. Last one as he's getting up. Go ahead.
Ooh,
What is that?
10.
Plus 5.
Yeah,
Or are you already
10.
added? Oh.
5.
As he gets up, you kind of rush over to him. As you like are about to plant the knee into his face, he like catches it, pushes it down, pushes you back over. Let's do one more. We tied.
If I had more spell slots.
What is it? I can't see.
10.
It's a 10. Oh, okay.
Again?
I thought you somehow knew for whatever reason.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of just like bull rushes you and goes in with his head and kind of lifts you up and throws you back over him. This is the point where we start dealing d6s to each other. Are you sure you want to keep going? Or do you want to tap out?
Fuck, dude.
Okay, let's go. Let's party hard.
Hey, he didn't say go. He just grabbed me, so it's on.
You got it.
That would be. I can't do math.
What?
It was
16?
8. It was 8.
Oh. 8. 13?
Natural 20.
God,
I waited for all that just to hear that.
you're rude.
Yeah, that's rude.
I'm
That's
sorry.
rude.
That's rude. I'm gonna grab a bar stool and beat him over the face.
Oh my God. Okay, okay, okay.
Permission to bard?
Yeah, permission to granted.
Oh my God.
Alrighty. So first take 4 hit
Well,
points
now
of
I know it's
damage.
you.
It's
You
just from him
honestly
picking you
probably
up
see
and
the
like
loot, 'cause I'm
bending
playing
him,
with the loot now.
bending you over his
So
knee.
you would
If I
recognize it.
cheered, would that gain any?
It'll make him feel better.
Okay.
I mean, do it anyway.
Yeah. So Merritt, like in a really weak voice, was just like, "Go, Oliver, do it. Hurt him.
Yeah, 17 plus.
Look at
5,
that.
That's a 3.
27.
27 will definitely do it. How much damage?
Just 5.
5. How do you want to
No.
get back on top here?
Ooh.
You grabbed a bar stool.
Yeah, well, he cheap shotted me by starting it just before I was ready, so I'm definitely gonna like uppercut with the stool into him.
Oh, he's like, oh, my nose. I think you broke my nose.
No, look at me, Your eyes are straight again.
It's like,
Wow.
he like blinks. He's like, oh my gosh.
You can see.
Oh. We'll call it.
Smash him over the face with a bottle.
Oh my God.
Go ahead and do it.
Just finish it up.
Oh no, I
Oh.
don't. 8.
Should have used it on that one.
Terrible.
What'd you get?
I just rolled it. It's just 8.
8. Okay, hang on. You rolled an 8 also. So you manage to like smash it, but he doesn't like move. He's just like, ow. Spit some of the glass out. I don't want
Rowan
to
just
fart
like
anymore.
staring at a cocktail in the corner.
He like passes the 5 gold over to you, kind of lumbers off away, like picks up someone else's beer. He's like, hey, and he just like clocks them and he's unconscious.
Oh, so loser. I helped him. That was nice, right? I fixed his eyes.
No.
Yeah.
That's
I'm at
not
the bar.
how it works.
You're at the bar?
No, that's how it works.
No, okay, listen. I'm gonna teach you how to be nice.
There
okay?
is a
We'll do that
human
later.
woman there, brown hair. She's just like, so what'll it be, darling?
What's the special?
We have Maker's Mark. We could always get that for you. My husband, God rest his soul, would always drink it. Name's Maz. How can I help you? You gonna be having that? We can also just fix you up with a nail or a mead.
I'll take a mead.
Mead it is. It's 3 copper. You want to open up a tab or wait for later? Or settle up now?
I'll open a tab.
Open a tab it is.
Merritt like leans over. Can I get a can I get a water?
You're getting a water?
A water?
A water?
A water?
All right. Let me go
You were
ahead and
saying
dip
it
it
right
into
the
the
first
ocean and pour it
time.
out for you. She goes ahead and she prepares like a small little pitcher, just puts it towards you.
It's like a blue cup.
It's like real small. It's like it's like, oh, this is what they give their kids when their parents come in.
accurate.
She hands you over the mead.
About right.
What are you two doing at this time?
Wait, you two who?
These two.
High fives all around for him helping me.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess no one really knows though.
I know.
Yeah.
I felt you in me.
After
Oh,
the,
God.
I'm gonna end the song like right as the fight ends,
Okay.
and I'm gonna walk back over to Oliver.
All
You
right.
just
Give
have
him a pat on the back.
relationship.
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. Kind, supportive, loving, beautiful.
I'm rejoining you guys. I'm gonna give you a nice pat on the back, and then just sit down at the bar.
Yeah. So how long until we're gonna find out about this money lender?
Just waiting for someone to tell us when our
Yeah, can I do
appointment's
my
at.
perception
Yeah.
check to see if I can find this guy?
Go ahead and make a perception check. Do you know what he looks like?
I don't know, DM. Why don't you describe it?
You don't know what he looks like. You've never met Amric before in your life. Although you have.
Okay, this is the one that's feeling lucky.
Oh, I'm gonna tell her.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell all of you
so
actually.
I can roll with advantage.
Well, no, I was just gonna tell you guys.
Oh, okay.
Hey guys, sorry about my delays, but we do have an appointment. Let's just stay here for a while, and they'll let us know when we're up. Stay cool.
Now, is this appointment
Follow
about
my
your,
lead.
Is this appointment about your fried chicken recipe?
Yes, fried chicken recipe.
Fried chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, my.
Let's
In
just
that
say
case, I'm gonna go play. Let me know when we're ready.
we'll
Alrighty.
let you know.
Can I
Alright.
still do that perception check?
Go for it.
Advantage?
No.
it.
Certainly not.
Okay, well that's fine.
Don't know unless
You're going off a secondhand description of someone else?
That's fine. Don't need it. 19.
19 it is. Okay. Looking around, you do see a very handsome handsome gentleman with black hair that's kind of parted in like a widow's peak. Enter in wearing a black cloak, kind of just draped over his shoulders. On either side of him are two thugs who just kind of like walk beside him as he goes towards the back end of the bar. A few moments pass by, and the captain reemerges and goes over to Suck, and says, "Are you still in the To Suck Garb?" He says,
Yeah.
"So, I was able to acquire a meeting for you. If you're interested, he can come and see you now."
I'm gonna let out a loud whistle and like a.
Alrighty, everyone, the other three hear it.
Yep.
You guys circle up, and if it's okay with production, I think we're gonna go ahead and. Is it okay to take a break or no? Alrighty, so. Hey, we're gonna cut for a break real quick, okay? We're gonna be right back here. We're gonna go on an intermission. I don't have any giveaways. I have nothing else to really give you guys at all,
Except our love.
except for our love and appreciation. We will be right back. We're just gonna take a bit to use restrooms, sit down, get off our feet, at least my feet, and then drink a little bit, and we'll come back to the meeting. Thanks for watching D&D tonight. For now, we'll be right back.
I'm an introvert, and I usually hate being around people, and that's why I used to play a lot of online games, because I could isolate myself and sit in my living room, do my own thing, be on my laptop, and that's fine. I don't need to talk to other people. I'm good. But I have a certain amount of words that I need to get out during the day, otherwise I also feel like isolated. There's this fine line that I have to walk sometimes, and I think a lot of people who aren't introverts still enjoy being around other people in moderation. And I think sometimes the big concern is social anxiety, and I don't know what to do when I'm around people. I don't know what to say. I don't think they're gonna like me if I say something wrong. And with D&D, you have this set of guidelines that just kind of lets you be you, and you automatically have something to talk about. Hey, remember that time I did this? Hey, remember that time you did that? It's really cool because all of a sudden I have this sense of I can't mess up a conversation, which is very rare for somebody with a lot of social anxiety. So it's a lot of fun.
Every time I'm like sitting there and I'm setting up my notes, I have that moment of, oh wow, I missed this. And it's easy to fall back into the game, but I don't know, there's something, like I mentioned, technology is great, but there is something about sitting there at the table with everybody and just being like, okay, here I am and this is happening. For people who have gotten like told in other parts of their lives and their communities, like, no, can't do that, or no, we need you to tone it down. Like, it's nice to be in a game with people who the higher you're at, the more energy you're at, the better it is. Like, they're way happier if you're at a 10 than if you are trying to keep yourself at a 2. It's nice to be around people who want you connected and want you plugged in, and that's all I found from this community.
I've been playing D&D for probably about a year now, but I've started with Pathfinder. What's exciting about it is the chance to be somebody else, getting together with some friends, having a good time, being a hero for a night, getting to be somebody else for a little bit, you know?
I have been role-playing online for a long time, and I would do a lot of role plays through Tumblr where I would write as a specific character. I even started running a bunch of those, and I loved being able to get into a character. But I've never really been able to do tabletop stuff until more recently. My boyfriend's brother was super into D&D, and he actually offered to run a little one-shot for us so we could try it, see what it's like. I tried it, I made a character, and I loved it. And I joined some different Facebook groups and stuff, and I saw a post by Brad, and that's kind of how I met him.
Let's go all the way back. My first experience with D&D was learning about a game that I just made a character sheet for, and I didn't have anyone to play with. That was like when I was maybe 8 years old. There was this place called Comic Quest that was right down the street from the McDonald's that I used to work at. Essentially, they were like, hey, come here and play D&D. There's gonna be like a first time thing of like people playing. I sat down at the table, I had this Batman simulated character that I was running. It was a rogue tiefling who basically had Batman's backstory, because the first things we steal from are usually like the stuff that we know.
Similar to Allison, I've been like doing writing and like solo things my whole life. But then when I first started following like The Adventure Zone and Critical Role and all those live streaming shows, I kind of realized like, oh, D&D is like not scary, despite like what I tell myself, it's not scary. And I've always really loved anything fantasy, like any sort of high fantasy, like elves, knights, dragons, wizards, witches, like all of that stuff. So I think it was just a snowball that just needed to fall eventually, and here I am. Like it was meant to be.
I went on Facebook looking for like groups that played in the area, and I checked out one of the local card game shops, and on their group there were people posting about games. Bradley posted about it, so I joined in, and after our first game we just clicked. So
I met Brad through a friend of mine. She had told me that she's trying to get another D&D group started up and asked me if I wanted to join. And then we all sort of met at this gaming shop in like some sketchy part of Fullerton. From there, it's just history. What cemented it for me was while I was playing with Brad, he had devised something in game that could alter the space-time continuum. And of everyone to get a hold of it, I was the one. And my character was the one character who wanted to go back in time and fix something. He let me do it, but then it messed up the entire timeline, and he had to think of everything else on the fly, and it was funny.
I met Bradley through Allison, who is one of the other players, and she's my best friend. We've been friends ever since I started college. So when I moved down to Southern California, she was like, "Oh, I really want to play a game. You know, you like gave me the D&D bug, but we haven't played ever." And so she was like, "There's this guy, and he's trying to get people to play and like teach people how to play." Through like messaging and stuff, I met up with Bradley and created my very first character, which like I still love her to this day. And that's kind of just how I started playing. And ever since then, he was always like, "Well, you know, I'm gonna have this one shot, I'm gonna have that one shot, or do you want to be part of the campaign?" And so again, that snowball effect just kind of all fell into place like really easily.
So I met Brad through a Facebook group. I was looking for another DM to play with. He made a post, and I was like, well, that's awesome. He wants to meet in a public space because meeting strangers online is scary. I went, and I had a lot of fun. It was a small one-shot. There was like 4 or 5 of us players, I think. I got to do a lot more with my character than I'd gotten to do before in any other play, so it was a lot of fun.
It was the people that brought it in. Like, it was the people being excited about something and seeing, like, their joy and excitement and their commitment. It's kind of like going in slow circles. You see people talking about it excitedly at the counter, talking about how they had their own way of like playing the game, or like, you could have done this, but we decided to do this. And like the freedom in that was something that I didn't like really know about in any other kind of games. These guys were here consistently to be a part of a story. And that's what got my attention. I made it an effort to be there.
One of my favorite moments was when our party was working with some Gith. We had to free some other Gith from a cage, and there was a dragon next to there. And I ended up talking to the dragon into helping us instead of having to fight it. So that really helped a lot, and that was fun.
So I've had a lot of favorite moments. One of my previous characters, her name was Islewin, and she was a druid. And in the very first one-shot I ever played with Brad, she was like level 4, level 5 in the one-shot, and he gave her the Staff of the Woodlands, which was like very OP, you know what I mean? All of a sudden I had all these free spell slots, and I could cast like level 6 spells even though she wasn't even level 6 herself. They were sitting in a tavern, and you know, a bunch of the bad guys come in and they start attacking. And my little druid, super meek half-elf, she's like in the corner doing her own thing. And all of a sudden my turn came around. She just stands up, shakes her Staff of the Woodlands, and casts Wall of Thorns, like without blinking an eye. And it just comes and takes out like the rest of the bad guys in the entire tavern. And it was like the best thing.
I'm a big role player. Like, those are my things. I love role-play moments, and battle moments are cool. Those are really cool. But I love any moment where I get to like really lean into characters. So one of my favorite characters that I've ever made was a trickster cleric whose whole thing was like, oh, I lie about everything. Like, that was her god. Her goddess was like mistress of lies. And so I took that as like, oh, well, she's never gonna tell the truth. Ever. I don't think anybody else in the party caught on to that. But there was this one moment where she's like talking to somebody else, and she's like, well, you know, honesty is the best policy. And Bradley knew, so Bradley looked at me and he was like, roll a deception check, because we both know you're just full of it. Like, you're absolutely full of it. And so that was like a very satisfying moment for me as a player of like, oh, okay, somebody gets what I'm doing here.
The way that we assembled this group of people, we essentially took every single player that I played with, from one-shots and modules to anyone that I'd ever played under, as well as like a dungeon master. Like, I took it all into account. We got all those lists together. We had a bunch of names on there. I think it was like something like 30 plus people. Then we did like, okay, who would this be the most fun to watch? And then it was who knows their stuff, who's a good role player, knows the rules, is able to like think on the fly and come up with creative solutions. And then that was another tier. And then we go from there, we're like, okay, so who's available? Like, who can we make this work with? That part gets funnier later on. And we came up with more names, and we eventually came down to like 8 people. And I went through the list, and I'm like, I think that the people that would work best together are going to be these 4. Like, no matter who else we bring in there, those 4 are going to make it. And so that ended up being Allison, Adam, Dom, and a few other players that I had considered for like a standard role. I was still kind of split decisions on that. And I messaged Liv, who was living far away at the time, and I said, hey Liv, I know that it's not possible. I know that there's no way that you could possibly commute every single month to get down here. Will you please be in this? I understand if you say no. An hour later, she's like, so I'm wild, and I bought my ticket. Like that was it. And I knew that she was in as well. And it's these 4 people are great. Liv and Allison were sorority sisters, and they like just feed off each other. They were in like this mini campaign I ran for them, and they were fantastic the entire time, just building off each other's energy. Dom rides whatever wave you give him, and he creates fully fleshed out, realized characters with something special behind it. And then you have Adam, who has never made me laugh harder than anyone else that I've ever played D&D with, while also coming up with stuff that makes me as a DM, like, it challenges me a little bit. I remember him swinging from banisters to try and get advantage on an attack by dropping on someone and, like, going Assassin's Creed on him. It was great. And these 4 people, I think, are going to have the best time ever in the greatest story that I'm able to come up with from a module. Requiem is a partner that we're looking to host D&D tonight with. We've gone ahead and we've set up an awesome table at this tea coffee shop that embraces fantasy wholeheartedly. They have this incredible setup at one corner of the table, and the moment that I saw it, I'm like, oh my gosh, my hopes got raised way too high, and we worked into that to talk about like what this would end up being for us, and what went back and forth, and had several meetings about how we can improve this. Again, it was a complete collaboration between us all to see what we can do to make this the most entertaining and fun to watch experience for our audience. They've given us a table, they've given us a day that we can sit down there and have people watch, and they have 2 extra seats at the table who will probably be inviting more people too.
Hello everyone, welcome back to D&D Tonight. My name is Bradley. If you've been following along, our adventurers have gone through the vicinity of Baldur's Gate. Zarin decided to change into his Tusuk form, mess with a couple of bandits in a bar, and then trail them and remember who they look like later. Rowan went in pursuit of her mark to try and see if she can find the Luckstone, which she did, and found out where its location is, and see if she can take that information to use it to steal it later. She also met up with a mysterious figure who has no name as of yet. An interesting wizard who was questioning her ambition to try and learn magic, and essentially had her jump off of a roof.
Which I did.
Yeah, you did not dab. That is important. She didn't do it. That was all me. But I mean, it's funnier that way, so I don't know. You decide. We also had Oliver, who tried to case Rowan back to wherever she was heading, lost her, and started reading the paper, and had an interaction with a crow, which was special, unique, and maybe significant? I don't know. And then, last but not least, we had Merritt, who went over to the Shrine of Suffering, spoke with some of the people there to find out that they have an infestation below their catacombs that they need the party's help with at a later time. The party reconvened, went out, and sought Amric Van Thamper, the brother of Mortlock, who hired assassins to kill his brother and has been bankrolling the dead 3 cultists. They've gone to the Low Lantern, a casino, where they have now descended deep within the deck. You guys are actually on that 3rd deck right there, the one, yes, right there. And I should have included furniture. I didn't. You can place yourselves wherever you'd like.
Would you like dice for furniture?
I got dice.
Nah, that's fine.
You know I got dice.
I know you got dice. Not a question of dice. You're fine. Go ahead and add that gentleman for him, that gentleman for him, and you can put him at the starboard side of the boat. That's the right side from looking at, like, where you were at. There you go. That guy is next to him. You guys are gestured down the stairs by the captain, the owner of the Low Lantern. As you descend down the steps, the thug at Amric's side quickly goes over and he kind of like checks you guys for like weapons and whatnot. Finds them. He says, "This one's got a great sword." He's like, Amric's like, "If we can't handle one single hulking lurk with a great sword, then we're not meant to be doing business at all. Welcome. Please have a sit. Enjoy yourselves. Drinks? Are we doing drinks? We're doing drinks.
As always.
Yeah. And go ahead and give them a round.
The usual.
Very shortly, there's someone who goes up the stairs. He says, "So, I assume that you understand how the rates of this work. I can give a total of 150, and I expect 25% interest on the loan."
Amric, this isn't...
Tusuk, we know each other, but I have to keep this rate for everyone. What happens if you tell anyone about this deal, and then they come back, "Oh, well, Amrek, I heard that Tusuk was able to get a deal. Can you possibly do me one turn?"
Listen, Amric, the deal's for you this time. I know I've come to you for help many a time, but the tables have turned. Seems there might be information floating around that I might need. Maybe you might need.
He kind of traces his goatee. He's like,
Now, there's been a lot of talk about the murders around town.
"Yes, troubling sort. Those refugees, you bring in the worst kinds of people. Immigrants, as I've always said, are the beginning parts of where all crime can stem from."
And that's what they all say. But as natives of Baldur's Gate, we know where it really lies. I just want to let you know that there's someone out there who realizes the same as us. And whatever's going on in the city may not be our concern. But if we don't do anything about it, what does that leave us? Out of control of the situation?
What will it cost to get rid of this problem? It's never been an issue before.
Time, resources. This is much more deep-rooted than we thought it would be. We could ever believe.
Make a deception check.
Okay.
You're being pretty vague on a lot of stuff.
I know. I'm just trying to keep his attention and really scare him, to be honest.
I gotcha.
Yeah. 21.
Nice. Nice.
Well, it's important to keep up appearances, and what are we but our reputation?
That's why I want to uphold yours, Amaric. I know about your dealings. I know what's going on with the cultists. I have nothing against it. I understand business is business. But you're treading in my ground, and I can't have that.
You're going to need to be a little bit more specific. I don't know about any connection to a cultist.
My ass, you don't.
Careful, friend. Are we still calling each other friends?
We are. Him over there?
Present your evidence.
Huh?
What evidence do you have that I'm connected? What
that's a
plausible thing
question.
could you bring forth towards any local authority figure?
I don't need to prove it to you, because you already know.
Well, let's pretend here for a moment that I was somehow involved in this, even if I was somehow connected to it, or a member of my family perhaps was connected to it. I'm a further enough distance away to be involved with such matters. Why, I would even go as far to say that I would have immunity. My mother is soon to be is going to be the next Grand Duke. Older Raiden Vingard is gone. There's a power vacuum. Who do you think is going to take that?
That, my friend, is where our predicament lies.
Because who made the power vacuum?
Thank you, friend. It's always nice to look for someone to help out. I've also got my friend here.
Hi.
If you ever feel like whatever you're saying isn't quite to spec, I'll have my friend here just in case.
The thug at his side is like, "You want that I should take this one's teeth?" He's like, "That's all right."
How long have we been speaking for?
This has been going on for roughly about, I'd say, the length of 2-3 minutes.
Okay. With words of terror,
Oh.
Yes, 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 yes. Get
I
it,
can
boy.
make him scared on a wisdom save of either myself or another creature. So, Oliver.
I've seen this. It doesn't go well for him. He rolls a 2.
Oh,
Get it, girl. Get it, girl. Get it, girl. Yes, 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 yes.
all of those who don't understand what just happened here, Rowan is a divination wizard. How does your trait work?
So, every time I sleep or have a long rest, I roll 2d20s and I record those numbers. It's some sort of vision I've had of the future, and so a creature I see I can decide before they make the roll that was their roll. So I can use each of those 2 numbers once. So if it's really good, I can use it for an ally. If it's really bad, I can use it for an enemy.
This is my favorite thing that you do. I love this.
All right, so as you've been talking, you gesture towards Oliver, and a moment passes, and there's a brief white energy that gives off of the ring of spell storing. I'm just gonna say that's just the effect. That's not anything being spelled. But Emmerich looks over at Oliver, and all of a sudden he just says, and behind the couch. He's actually supposed to be tiny. He's much bigger. But go ahead and put that next to Emmerich for me.
Good lord, he's huge.
That thing is terrifying
Yeah.
as it is.
A small little spine double comes out. He says,
So like, itty bitty. So that's actual size is what you're saying.
"No, it's not. It's very much only one square. It actually can go in other people's squares. We just got the
But
blasted out image
like
of it."
this is like to scale.
In RL.
Like in real life, this would be to scale.
Oh yeah, that'd probably be around the size of him. Well, I'm probably a little bigger.
Más o menos.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fine.
Yeah, splitting hairs.
Splitting hairs.
Well, it's gonna be splitting something in a second.
I'd like to see it try.
Well, Emmerich's gonna be like,
What? Is there an issue, Emmerich? There's something wrong?
he takes out a small little orb, pulls a pin on it, throws it, and in a 10-foot radius around him, there is a smoke that clears the area. I would like everyone to roll initiative right now.
Well, there goes that.
Are you absolutely joking me? Are you serious right now?
I am.
I bet I did worse.
I don't think you did. I don't think anybody did. My initiative has been absolute garbage.
Well, switch
this
dice.
entire 24 hours.
What are you gonna do?
But at least
Mine
you
wasn't
get,
good either.
At least you
It's
get a
okay.
+2 to it though.
Yeah, but even then, it's still a natural one. Like it is a natural one. This is upsetting.
We'll figure
Look.
this out.
Not
At
for
least
me.
we don't.
Alrighty. I need a thug.
A thug?
A real thug. There he is. No, wait, that's a swarm of poisonous snakes.
And that's not a thug.
That's not a thug. Need a thug. There's a thug.
A real thug. Hood life shit. Sorry.
No, you're great.
Thank you. Don't change. Don't ever change.
Never change.
Never change.
For anyone.
Nope.
Unless.
Unless you're
Were
in the
we
movie
talking about
Grease.
Grease?
We're
Yeah.
talking- Unless your name is Sandra D.
There it is. I think I heard my wife say it from out there.
We
All
said
right.
it at the same time. Shut up.
Simultaneously. Alrighty. 25 to 20. Tough crowd, tough crowd. 19 to 10.
12.
12? Saren at the top here.
We love that.
At least we all did poorly.
I know, right?
Underneath the bad guys. Alright. 9 to 5.
8.
5.
And then Merritt? Oh, it's a 3.
Yeah, that's the right order.
That is the perfect order.
Yes. Yes, this is exactly how we
God,
wanted
that hurts so badly.
it. Okie dokie.
And it's all 3 of them, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Well,
Alrighty
you
then.
know, Emmerich, I really wanted to solve this peacefully.
So did I. Like, you guys can't see him. He's obscured in a cloud of smoke. I'm going to go ahead and say in the actuality of it, he's going to go ahead and move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Get him up that first rung of stairs. Or actually, that'll go down, I believe. But yeah.
This way?
Yeah, he'll be about there. So he's going to go further. He just kind of darts out from the cloud. It's 10 feet in every direction, so you'll probably see him go in there. But you have no idea where the thug is, and that one's going to go ahead and attack from stealth at Zarin. So go ahead and move him directly in front of you.
Oh, because that's still within the 10 feet. But
Yeah.
I'm not. That's weird. Mm-hmm.
He's going to go ahead and take out a mace. He's going to attack you twice with it.
Oh.
Both kneecaps. No, you're not close enough. If I was right next to you.
Oh, if you're up here.
If I was right there, yeah. But
okay.
All right, that first
Next
one is going to be a 22 to hit. That's going to be an 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
8 points.
As out from the smoke, he just smacks you across the face. He's going to do it one more time, or he's going to try to. The second one, not as great. He hits with a 10. You're able to just kind of dodge out of the way of, when the mace comes back around. Now it is the Spine Devil's turn. Spine Devil, going to go ahead and move. Go ahead and bring that right over to Mr. Closeoff. 5 to, hang on a second. Can he go there? He's going to fly 40 feet to, right in front of Oliver. And, yeah. Ooh, hang on. I got options here. I have to look over. Yeah, we'll do this. So we're going to go ahead and bite and then fork. So let's do it this way. Natural 20. And that is 10. That is 10 points of piercing damage as this thing kind of just bites right into you. And then it's going to go ahead and use the fork that it's holding. That is another natural 20 for 12 points of piercing damage.
Oh my god.
Man, coming right out of the gate with both barrels.
This is a nasty ass fight already.
Yeah. So he comes out, he bites you right on the neck, and then he comes around and stabs you with a fork in the side. Just coming out of the smoke probably caught you off guard. Moving on, we have Zarin, you go first.
Dang it. To move out of range of them.
He went downstairs? Is that what I missed?
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to cast Bane on both of them.
Okay. Crew, a little fuzzy on Zarin. Casting Bane on him?
Yes.
Okay, they make saving throws, I believe.
Yep. Charisma saving throws.
The Devil's going to do it with advantage because of his ability. That's a 7, so he'll fail. With advantage for the Thug, a 9. So they are under the effects of Bane.
As long as it's up, they have disadvantage on attack roll or and saving throws. Whenever a target that fails a saving throw makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw. Do you want a red one? Some little numbers on it.
I have to roll this anytime they make an attack or a saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
That's some
just for them
bullshit.
too. I don't think I can't see him and he's not within range.
So playing a discordant chord, the sound kind of emanates and notes go off into the forms of both of them, and they all of a sudden seem a little off kilter. The Spine Devil kind of moving around, the Thug just kind of staggering a bit. He's like, "What happened?" Next up, bonus action movement.
Oliver, go get him.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't.
Alrighty. Oliver, what's the plan?
I'm gonna squish the stupid bug.
Go for it.
15 to hit.
15 hits.
10 damage.
10 damage. Alrighty. You don't have second attack yet, do you?
Action surge.
Oh no.
With inspiration.
Yeah.
You can add it after your roll.
Oh, I needed it anyway.
Yeah, a little bit.
Works out.
I can't talk though.
18 to hit.
Ooh,
15 hits. Damage.
9 damage. Thanks, sir.
Of course.
All right, taking the great sword and fueled by the anger and pain that you felt from both of its pretty hard attacks at you, you swing by this thing once and twice. It's got naturally thick armor, but you're kind of piercing through it, spilling ichor as you swipe through it. If you want to dictate to your attacks from going forward, you're welcome to.
Did I kill it or no?
You do not.
Okay, well then no.
I'll let you know. I'll give you the details of its demise. You'll give me the details of its demise. Moving on, we've got Rowan. Rowan, what's the plan?
I'm going to follow the other gentleman down the stairs.
Okay.
He's on the stairs, so.
He's on the stairs, so I'm like behind him.
Yeah, that'll work.
Tackle him.
Anything
I'm
else you
facing
want to
this
do?
way, but I can see him. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fine.
I am going to cast Witch Bolt on him.
Alrighty, I make a save or you make an... Oh, you make an attack.
I've seen it happen.
Oh, crap. What's the roll?
21. Ooh.
All right, Blackjack. Yeah, you hit him.
And it's second level.
This is some
This is some nasty
bullshit
shit.
right now.
That's gonna be 17 points of lightning damage.
Oh,
That is
don't get
nice.
dirty.
That's how we do it.
Let me just
Alright.
get my
This is why I don't even
D6.
need
Let me just get these dice out right now.
As the electricity coalesces through the air and it strikes down, again, it kind of the lattice work kind of moves across him, like continuously moving. As it continues to shock him, he's like, "Oh, oh, shit!" Like he's like silently cursing to himself as he goes down, lighting up the underside of this area. Alrighty. It looks to be just like sleeping
hold on,
quarters.
not to be that guy,
Oh,
Okay.
you're about to
That
be that
guy.
guy. What's up?
but you know, electricity locks up muscles, and he's trying to go downstairs.
So the power of Witch Bolt only goes into effect when she uses it on her turn to attack. Otherwise, it stays on them, and that's my way of describing to people like that. The electricity is still, the effect is still on him.
I mean, okay.
It only
Alright.
causes damage on my turn.
Well, I mean, like he's trying to run downstairs, and you just electrocuted his
No,
muscle.
your logic is sound.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate
There's a
that.
crow that tore out a seagull's neck earlier. Are we really going into the mechanics of what real life is like right
Listen,
now?
that crow is my absolute favorite character that's come out so far, next to Alec. So like,
No, Alec is the best.
Alec is the best. Second, Crow.
Oh my god.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Whose even turn is it? Rowan,
Mine.
you cast Witch Bolt. Merritt, it is your turn.
So, I am going to use a sorcerer point,
Okay.
and I'm going to use
We're so
twin
hard,
spell
Crow.
to
Shit.
cast. I'm gonna use twin spell to cast guiding bolt on our two enemies up here.
This sucks. Go.
Ooh, it is a nasty, dirty 24 to hit.
24 does hit. I was looking for the AC of both of these guys. I'm like, yeah, okay. I don't need to do that anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you don't. And that's going to be 15 points of damage to both of them. And now,
She clears her throat for it. 15 points, you said?
yeah,
Okay.
46 radiant damage, so 15 points. And the next attack roll made against this target, so both of them, before the end of your next turn has advantage, thanks to the mystical dim light glittering on the target.
Nice.
That's what I'm talking about.
Ooh, bottom of the initiative, heavy hitter.
All right.
Right? We
Totally.
did a lot of work
Give me
on
the
that
details of the Spine Devil's demise.
Okay,
He just pops.
we've talked about this. What color is Merritt's magic? Because you picked, I didn't.
Oh, that's right. It would be blue. It is a crystalline blue.
Okay, cool. So as Merritt kind of like focuses her hands, and the crystal that she has on attached to her necklace starts to glow like this bright blue, it casts out, and these creatures get hit with that crystalline blue light, and the one that actually falls just screams in like absolute terror, absolute like recoil from the radiant energy, and crashes.
It explodes and dissipates into just dust before the ground. You can go ahead and give me back that Spine Devil.
Woo!
You're such a big boy. I'm going to use you as a Bone
Big
Devil later on.
boy.
Look at you go. So good.
Not good enough though.
No, apparently not. Now they just got a thug. All
Is
right.
he like a halfling?
So, any bonus actions, movements, anything like that?
No.
Alrighty. Amric's going to go first. He's going to go ahead and first take an attack, do 2 attacks at Rowan.
With disadvantage.
Haha.
Oh no, he doesn't get the minus.
Yes. So that is a 4. So what does he have to hit? He has a +6 to hit. So it's just a. I rolled a 4 on that one. That sucks. Okay, that's just +2. That's 18 still. 18 to hit, and 2 damage. You gonna use shield?
For 2, I wouldn't.
Does that break my concentration if I use the ring?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Well,
Then, because I have the spell stored on my ring, so if I'm with one hand,
well, you're concentrating on one spell. Like, does it? I don't think you can still cast spells even though you're concentrating on
say
another
as
one.
an
They just have to be
action
like
to use?
cantrips or the like.
You have to look at the ring
the
specifically.
spell ends if I use my action to do anything else.
Well,
but it's a
shield is a reaction. There you go.
So I'm gonna cast shield.
So he tries to strike you first with a quick knife. It just hits the this kind of burgundy shield that kind of pops up as your hand kind of displaces it. He's gonna go ahead and attack again. Wait a minute, hang on. He doesn't have Bane on him. He's not in
That's
vision.
what I told you.
You can't see him.
Huh?
Wait, but
That's
when
what I
did
said.
you cast?
Oh.
Just back up,
Got
because
it.
you're right. That would have hit anyways. That's my bad too.
All right, so then just take 2 points of damage.
2 points. Okay.
All right, I don't even know what I rolled. I just picked it up. Okay, here we go. That's a 16 to hit. 16. Yeah, 16.
If it meets, it beats. So I'm gonna take damage there
That's
too.
going to be 3 points of damage, and
Okay.
he's going to go ahead and move away. You can take a melee attack of a top opportunity if you want.
Nope.
Why not?
Because
Oh,
that's
yeah,
gonna break concentration on my spell.
All right, go ahead
You need to get
and move
Warcaster.
him. I think the only thing that breaks concentration is you need
That
to
would
roll.
be an action.
Did you roll concentration after I hit you twice? Yeah, you got to roll concentration because you took damage. It's got to be 10 or higher.
17.
It's fine. You took damage twice. Go ahead.
14.
You're fine. Amric is going to go ahead and move all his full movement away 30 feet as far as he can get and like dive between one of those little slats.
Do those go all the way up to the ceiling?
No, they're just
I
like
can still see
sectionals.
him.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can still see him until he like moves in between them.
He does not have full cover from me.
He does not. No.
So I maintain the spell.
Yeah. Alrighty. Moving on. We've got the thug. The thug is going to go ahead and hit with the D4 minus at Zarin again. That is a 2 minus 2, so a 0. No, it's a 2 minus 4 plus whatever he had to hit. He doesn't hit you.
Okay.
He hits nothing. He disappears. No. Dang it. Next up, we have Zarin.
I don't want to get an attack of opportunity.
Well, you also get advantage if you attack him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's hit with guiding bolt, so you get advantage.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, that's going to be bad for Oliver later. He's going to just rip him in half.
Isn't it only the first attack though?
I still see you. First,
It's
as a bonus
until
action,
the end of my
I'm
turn,
gonna
and I'm
give
bottom
you
of the
inspiration.
initiative. So like,
Yes.
long time coming. Sorry.
I'm gonna break that midget.
I'm break him in half.
Yeah, you are.
Rip
oh my
his
god.
spine out.
It's gonna
This is
happen.
Liv, not Mary.
I guess I'll go old school. Take out my rapier and do this.
Do it. What do you do well? Quickly.
Everything. 14 to
But did
hit.
you roll with advantage?
Oh, with advantage. 16 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that'll hit.
Fuck yes.
And that's sorry. Weapon attacks are new to me.
It's okay, you're doing great.
Great.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
I'm like, what's the
4
sword?
plus your dex.
So that's a 6.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I hit something with a rapier.
Lit up like the night sky, you are able to take out your rapier and carve a pretty devastating slash across him. He is still up though.
Okay.
Alrighty,
So
moving
be it.
on. We have.
Wait, can I move?
What?
Can I
Yeah,
move?
absolutely.
Can I move this way and take the attack of opportunity?
And so you
Actually-
shall.
He's gonna have disadvantage.
Oh, yeah. Maintain concentration on that spell real quick. You took damage.
On Bane?
Did you roll?
Oh no! He never hit you. That's right. You're fine. So that is
no,
an 18 minus 3, which is 15.
Should I just stay engaged?
Just stay there.
I'll just stay where I am. Sorry about that.
Okay. What's your AC, Zarin?
13.
He's staying there. He's not moving anymore.
Oh, okay. Never
Yeah.
mind. Okay. Then it is Oliver. He's like, give him to me.
Rip him to pieces. Rip him apart.
His favorite 3 words to hear: roll with advantage.
Fuck yes.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
20. They're both 19s. So 24.
Okay, yeah, that'll do it.
Oh, and they're both 6s.
I love this song. I love this song.
12. So
We
total of
get
15 damage.
Oh, no. How much?
15 damage.
Give me the details of his demise.
Have you seen 13 Ghosts? You know when the doors close on the guy like this? It's just right down like that, and then he just falls apart. Real simple. Yeah.
He
And
just
then-
bisects
For a
perfectly.
minute, like Merritt starts giggling and then stops herself.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's still at the beginning.
Thank you. The
So
corruption
that
of
was
merit. Alrighty, don't get to use this anymore.
10, 15,
And
20,
all that remains
25,
is our main
30,
man.
Bonus action 6. Alright, my turn's done.
Just data key. Alrighty. So after that, we have, well, I guess we have Rowan.
I am running down after him,
him
in him,
alive.
maintaining
ass.
some distance. I'm gonna maintain a little distance just because I don't want him to come up and hit me.
Alright.
But yeah, and I'm gonna maintain my witch bolt.
Go for it.
Another 2d12, so that's gonna be 10 points of lightning damage.
10 points of lightning damage hits him. Like a bag full of nails just hitting him across his body. He's just whack, whack, racked with pain every time the electricity bolts into him. His muscles kind of seize up for just a moment as he lets go. Happy now, happy now. Yeah, he's still doing fine though. He's.
They told me not to kill him. I'm just wearing him down.
Yeah, you're wearing him down too. He's not looking great. Moving on though, we've got on this bonus action movement.
I'm just gonna call up to the guys upstairs. I could use a little help down here.
And Merritt, you hear that neck first.
Okay, so
I'm working on getting there.
Yes, but quiet.
25 or 25?
I think it's 20. Because
20.
5, 10.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, is that the same stair?
Is this the same space as this?
Yes.
Okay.
So that cost me, what, 10?
5, 10, yeah.
15, 20?
25.
25, yeah. And it's this guy, right?
Yep.
Okay. I am going to, you know what, we're just going to keep it easy. We're going to go for all the favorites. We're going to go for the classics. I'm going to use Firebolt.
Alrighty.
Ooh.
That is going to be 16 to hit.
16 will not hit.
Fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
She with a 21 that she didn't even roll. She didn't even roll. Wait, how did you get 21 as one of the things?
Because it would be 17 plus 4 for my attack.
Got it. Alrighty. It denotes that you can add in the attack modifier for it?
Because you
It says
replaces
for
the
an
roll.
attack roll.
Oh, okay, got it.
So
Alright.
my attack roll was 17.
Gotcha, okay. I'm just specifying because divination is a wizardry class that no one really takes.
but it's so
You're welcome.
good.
So good.
It's so good. It's so underrated. It's such a good class.
It is. I absolutely love it.
A+. That and the knowledge domain.
I'm all about knowledge. I'm all about learning as much as I can and knowing things. So divination is just an extension of that to me.
Alrighty.
We love that character choice.
Sheets updated. So, the firebolt is coalesced in your hand. It fires off, and just Amric is able to just kind of belt out of the way. Even lit up as he is by the electricity, he still maintains a kind of suave sort of composure as attacks are being belted at him. Bonus action movement.
Oh, me? No.
Got it. Cool.
Sorry.
Amric is going to go ahead and move up to Rowan. And he's going to go ahead and do his first dagger attack, which will be 17 to hit.
It hits.
That'll be 7 points of piercing damage for the first one. Second one is a 3 to hit, does not hit. So the first one, he's able to kind of get you right under the ribs. He tries to go in over it, and you just kind of catch his hand. Next up, we have Zarin.
5, 10, 15, 20,
Yeah.
You are elevated. Okay.
25. First of all, that's the wrong one. As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Rowan. So that's 4 points, 4 hit points.
4 points of health.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
We love that for you.
Tusuk just places a hand on Rowan, and immediately, like, the dagger wound closes up.
And then,
I wrote 4. Why are all the spellcasters this close?
I'm just gonna.
It's okay.
This is a bad idea.
How bad is he looking?
He's looking pretty rough. You got hit with like 2 lightning bolts. People don't just walk off from that.
I think I'll wait
But
on that
he
then.
doesn't look like he's lost the fight.
Okay, then I'm gonna use a level 1 spell slot for Dissonant Whispers.
Shit.
And I'm just
Cool.
gonna walk in playing like this nice doom, doom, doom.
Is this a save or is it a cast?
It is a Wisdom save with half damage on a save.
Well, that's a 19 plus whatever he's got, 21, so half of that damage.
11 plus 2, 13. Half 13 is
Rounded down.
6.
6 damage.
6 psychic damage.
Anything else happen?
No, that's it.
Alrighty. Next up, we have Oliver.
5, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay, so as
That's right.
Oliver comes down and kind of makes his way through here,
Kind of
Emmerich is just like,
Elbows people.
because you've done this to him. He's now frightened of him,
And I get advantage because he's on the other side.
and he gets disadvantage on his attacks because he's frightened of you.
Wasn't he already frightened of him? Isn't that what started this?
Well, he's been frightened of him the
Yeah,
whole
that's,
time.
what, that's what started this. 18 to hit.
18 does hit.
9 damage.
9 damage. Okay.
Just choke him out.
Like the first guy in the tavern.
Go to sleep.
Alrighty. You strike into him and you strike him from the side here, and he just kind of like grasps it. He's like darting, looking towards the only exit. He's like,
He's not
shit, why
getting
did I
out of
go
here.
down? Should have gone up. Alrighty. Yeah, so then next up we've got Rowan.
I'm maintaining my witch bolt.
Here we go. How long does it last for?
It's like a minute.
A minute, I'm
Up
sure.
to a minute. This
Okay.
is the 3rd round, so
Yeah, you're good.
Let's go,
that's
baby.
going to
I
be
have the
11
player's
points of
handbook.
lightning damage.
Okay. Alright, at this point, being hit from all sides by spellcasters, and as the lightning continues to like really shock into him, this one kind of like puts him down. He's like, okay, wait. We can discuss this. We can talk about this.
Then let us discuss. When he goes down, I want to cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay, he's like, shit, this entire deal isn't worth it anymore. Let's just give it up. Let's get out of here. That's all that matters. It's like, I can give you whatever you need. If you
Tell me everything.
Merrick steps forward with a hand that's like glowing a softer blue and just, I'll heal you if you tell us everything we need to know.
And then after she says that, and I grab him by this, like the curtail or whatever, and I hoist him up and I go, and if you don't, you get me.
Now it's your decision. Just like I told you before.
listen.
I'm listening.
This is all my mother. None of us had a choice. Not Thirstwell, not Mortlock, not even I.
Okay, simple
Don't tell-
then. Sell out your mother to the Flaming Fist, and we spare your life.
Done. I will tell everything that they need to know.
You'll pull out the paperwork, your books, expose yourself as a loaner, the worst money lender in the entire city, and this is Baldur's Gate, might I add. That takes a special level
Do it.
of just
Do it.
test.
I just throw him to the ground and stomp his fucking head.
Oh my god, no! His chest.
No, his head. He, me and him. He gave me the wink.
This is Tusuk, not Zarin.
All right, so you say that. I'm sorry. Are you actually doing
No,
that?
yeah, I'm actually crushing his head under my boot.
Okay. You're not trying to. Are you trying to kill him?
I am trying to kill
No,
him.
we need him. Please do
Not
not
anymore.
kill him.
He already
Please
gave me
do
the
not
wink.
kill him. We need him.
It
Can I
already
do a
happened.
persuasion? Please,
Fine then,
because
we'll
we
hold
need
him there and see if he's got anything else. But if he's got
Okay,
nothing else
fine.
for
I'm
us, he's
still
out
just
of
gonna.
here.
I'm gonna be pressing my boot against his head until it pops.
Okay,
So
then
you have-
I kneel down and just, I will call him off.
I will stop him if you promise to take down your mother with all the information that you have.
I would be happy to do this. I don't. Our entire family is fucked. I don't care anymore. All of this dealing with devils, all of it is just, it's not worth it anymore. Frankly, all right.
Then how'd you like to make one last deal?
Fine.
You're coming with me to the Mandacry house.
Zarin.
What?
You heard me.
Zarin.
What? What does that have to do with any of this?
It's just a little game. Do you want anyone out?
It gets me out of here alive?
Huh?
It gets me out of here alive?
We take him there
definitely.
after.
Now living, that's for you to decide.
Fine. I'll go to your little house. I'll stay under wherever you need me to be.
After we get what we need from him.
Of course.
You don't want
He's
me
only
dead.
making a deal.
The wrath that would fall down on all of your heads, the things that my mother will do, the people she knows.
The things I'm gonna do to your mother.
Oh my God, no.
Wait,
Wait, what?
that's not what I meant.
So,
I hate this.
Savvy,
Fine. We have a deal.
we all good?
Seems fair.
Wonderful.
Merrick casts a 1 cure wounds for him. God, I hope this is a low roll because you don't fucking deserve it. Damn it! The highest roll I could get 13.
Alrighty.
I got an 8 on a D8. What?
You heal him more than me.
I
I
fucking
could have
used
used
that
that,
on me.
thanks.
Yeah.
You're fine. Didn't you just max out your health? This is me. Didn't you just max out your health points?
No, I am at 9. Thank you very much.
I have more spell slots.
I'm at 16. I'm
Okay,
at
then
her
I-
max health.
I use another sorcerer's point.
17, thank
and
you very
I
much.
use
Sorry.
cure wounds on the both of you.
Good. Give me a 1. Let's see it.
Actually, I don't know if you can.
I'll take that.
13 on both of you. Yes,
Thank you.
Because
Really?
I have twinning.
I know, but that's for only single target spells. If you cast Cure Wounds at a higher level, it targets more people. No, it's more healing.
It's more
Sorry,
healing.
You're right. Yeah. Got you. Thank you.
Let's go, baby. I know the player's handbook.
Alrighty.
Mostly.
All right, Hamrick, that was a wonderful drink, now wasn't it? A delightful conversation.
To suck if I ever if I'm ever staring at you from a higher ground.
Then you'll know I'm lying there waiting for you.
I suggest we leave then. Go to this mansion that you're talking about. What is it that we do next here?
They're your response. He is
You
your
bring
response.
us every bit of information, paperwork, trash.
How do we get to
on
your mother?
My mother lives in the upper city. She's furthest away from all the patriarchs at the very, very edge of the city walls. 20 guards constantly guard her villa. Getting in will be a problem. They're her own personal guards. They don't answer to anyone else. If you speak to her or to the guards, saying that you have taken me prisoner and for my safe return to her, you want an audience, then I suppose that's what you're looking for. I don't even know what it is you want. Are you trying to arrest her, kill her?
That's not your concern anymore.
It
We've
will
made
matter
our
for
deal.
what happens next is why I'm asking.
Then tell us what happens next on either side. That's what you're here for.
If you are planning to kill her, then, well, the move would be to lie, to say that we're all here as business partners talking about the deal that she had made. And then we'd all get into the same room, and then at that point you would kill her.
I don't believe him. I think he would double cross us in a
He
heartbeat.
totally would. I know this guy.
Yeah.
As he talks, I'm going to walk up and yank out a couple of his hairs and just tuck them away.
Ooh. Spicy.
Why? What was that for?
Okay, person.
You don't need to know.
I have
Tell the truth.
Hey, I have dibs on his teeth.
I was told I'd be getting out of this alive.
Yeah, we didn't say unharmed.
Toothless.
Merritt leans down and just.
We're on your side as long as it works for us.
Listen, I've played this game before. I've been the nice person while the other person beats someone within an inch of your life. The tactics won't work on me.
You're gonna look real fucking funny trying to eat corn on the cob with no fucking teeth.
Jeez.
Advantage that intimidation,
All
because
right, go
I'm
for it.
assisting.
Go for it.
No, you got it? You
I got it.
You got it.
13.
13.
Well, then, if you think that I'm just going to sell you out of the first chance, then what? You're just going to take on all the guards, or do you think that I don't know what it is you want me to do?
You're
tell
deciding
me.
your own fate here. If you ever even have the slightest, I still have detect thoughts on.
Oh, yeah.
Can I tell him what he's actually
Read his
thinking?
goddamn
He's
mind.
like, what is the fastest way I can get out of this situation? All I have to do is lead them to the house. As soon as the guard will see them, they'll just kill them all.
Wink.
Wink?
Wink.
You don't want to take him to the mansion?
Oh yeah, huh? Well then, let's take him to the mansion.
Okay, I thought we were. Yeah, let's continue
that's
this
right.
on the way to the mansion.
Yeah. So we'll keep interrogating him on the way. We'll say that. Can we say that was on the way to the mansion?
I like that idea.
Oh yeah, sure. You guys can take. You can kind of go out towards the out of the low lantern. The
How
captain
long would you say it takes us to get to the mansion?
to the Mandacry mansion. That is a question that I'll need to look up for you.
How many hours would you say?
How many hours?
I don't think it would be
How long
hours.
of a
It's in the
rest?
town.
If we're walking, it's not a rest.
Yeah.
I say as we're gonna be moving through the
I
ship
just
with
used
him,
so many points.
let's weekend at Bernie's this and knock him out and kind of.
Well, I was just hoping to get enough drinks in him.
It'll
so
take
he'd
no
just be
less
like,
than 4 hours to get to the Mandacry mansion.
God damn it.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to like hire a coach or something like that, you probably
we
have
find
I mean,
Alec and a
actually,
bunch
yeah.
of his buddies
We've
and
got
we
the
just have
money.
them drag them.
just like moving. There's
Small
4
children.
lamps and like a dead body or like an unconscious body on Oliver's like back. Oh boy.
I love it.
Is there any way we would
I
be able to
absolutely
find a
love it.
coach in the nearby area?
I suppose something like that could be arranged. Sure, I can.
Well,
Mine.
I would ask honestly the owner on the way out.
Oh, the captain's like, well, certainly. I suppose we can probably find someone for you. Within about 10 or 15 minutes, a coach is kind of called for you guys. It's about 3 golds to rent it for an hour, so it's 12 gold max in order to
Okay.
move throughout the city.
That's fine. That's doable. Are there any noteworthy locations near Mandacry Mansion
There are
that
very
I would
many.
know of?
Yes, you
Like
would.
an inn or a tavern?
Yes, the Smiling Boar would probably be an inn or a tavern, but lately it's been, I mean, it's currently around like a lot of, like murders have been happening by there, but that would probably be the closest like inn or tavern to the Mandacry Mansion.
How far of a walk would it be?
Probably less than 10 minutes to
Okay.
get from there to there.
Then I'm gonna tell him we're going to the Smiling Boar.
Okay, he's like, why are we going to the Smiling Boar? That's the last place we need to be going.
You said you wanted to have a good time. Just shut up and follow.
Got it. Yes, sure. He kind of keeps looking over at Oliver. He like touches his teeth.
Like,
These are awful. This show is for kids.
no, it's
Is
not.
Nope.
Don't lie to him.
Don't tell the people lies.
Mm-mm.
We're getting all sorts of messed up with this thing right here. All
You're
right.
doing. Hey, you're doing amazing.
Thank you.
You're doing great.
I love you, Bradley.
You're amazing.
You're so amazing.
Shout out to the DM.
Oh my
Wow.
DM praise
Goodness
minute.
gracious. Alrighty. So, to the Smiling Boar. The coach ride is uneventful. The guy who's driving is like attempting a conversation. He's like, "Yeah, I play in a band over at."
No
at-
one
oh,
cares.
Okay.
Hey, I'm okay.
What
I'd
do you
love to
play in your
listen.
band?
Oh, I'm the drum.
That's fantastic.
Drum and tambourine on some songs.
Do you have a
Wow.
business
It's okay, I
card
don't
or
care
anything of
either.
that sort?
I don't know.
No.
Oh no. I know a guy who does a hurdy-gurdy though pretty
Where do
well.
you play?
Do you,
Oh, I go at the Elf Song Taverns and some nights. Sometimes I'll
there
go
yet?
down to Little
We
Calico.
play
Are
at
we
the
there
Elf
yet?
Song Tavern.
No way!
Are we there yet?
It's great down there, isn't it?
I'll have to watch sometime.
Yes, please do.
sir, could I have a name just in case I see you?
My
anytime?
name is Gavin.
Gavin.
Gavin, I
Wonderful.
love him.
He plays the drum.
At the Elf Song Tavern.
I'm making a band.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm just the roadie.
That's okay. No, you're the bodyguard. Duh.
Oh,
You
there we
become a
go.
band that like
He
travels
runs
around
security.
and defeats other creatures. I love it.
Amric's just in the back there, just like, what the fuck? Oh my gosh.
He's just along for the ride.
Yeah, this is getting irksome. Oh, hang on. I think I just fixed it. Hey, never mind. We're fine.
Hey, howdy.
Alrighty, cool. Nope, wouldn't right away. Alrighty, so you guys head down to this area in Bloom Ridge, which is kind of a nicer part of Baldur's Gate for the lower part of the city. You guys, you know the barkeep of this area. Her name is Gentha Allen. Oh, hang on.
You got it.
Alina Munch.
Gentha
Aaliyah
what?
Munch?
Alina Munch.
Munch Squad?
Gentha. Her name is Gentha.
Gentha Alina Munch.
Just.
Surely
Alina
it
Munch.
cannot be Munch. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's-
I won't let it
Gentha
happen.
is her first name. Her last name is ALLINAMUCH.
Okay. I was
Alamute.
definitely terrified her last name was Munch.
Alina
'cause that's
Munch, not Munch,
unfortunate.
Much. Gosh,
That's
the names in
unfortunate.
this thing. She's a halfling.
Oh, okay. That explains
So
it.
she's not much.
I hate you all so fucking much.
But
Alrighty. So, you guys kind of pull up. It is vacant, and no one is drinking in this tavern. So when Gentha comes in,
Oh,
Lexi
we don't want to
all-
go in.
Oh, you're not?
We just want to get dropped off there.
All right, you get dropped off over at Gentha's at the Smiling Boar. You can kind of see just like Gentha, like this night, this kind of like halfling just kind of peering through the windows, and be like, like that maybe people will go in, and then you guys walk down the street.
It's okay. We'll go back after.
All right, you head back to the Mando Cry Mansion. Now this is the first time we're doing this on camera, so I'll go ahead and say for the moody effect that this place is boarded up pretty heavily. It hasn't been opened in some time, at least 2 months. And as you guys approach, the door just kind of opens on its own to you. You guys walk on in. Amric kind of follows behind. He's like, "What is this? Your clubhouse?"
Amaric, remember how I told you you'd have to make a deal to save your life? Along those words, you understand the gist. But you're here now. You're going to go ahead on down to the end of this room. We're going to leave. And you're going to walk out of here. And we'll take you wherever you need to. Okay? You make that deal, or you don't come out.
Amric walks inside the Mando Cry Mansion, and the door kind of shuts behind him. 10 minutes pass, 15 minutes, an hour. You guys don't see Amric come out of the house. What do you guys want to do?
I walk back to the Smiling Boar. This
All
is
right.
his thing.
Yeah.
Merritt continues.
He's paying his own debt. I'm not a part of this.
Merritt follows, but she's definitely like kind of rubbing her hands and like
I'll stay with you.
toying with stuff just
Thank you.
nervously. Definitely like a guilty conscience.
Merritt, if you would like to accompany Rowan, this is none of your concern. You don't have to deal with this anymore.
I feel like we're just a group. Like, I mean, sometimes you guys do things that I don't agree with, but we're supposedly doing good. I don't.
I
Like-
can tell you one thing. This isn't good, and you don't have to tarnish yourself or your reputation for this.
But if you want to.
There it is.
I don't have much of a reputation.
Oh, there you go. Go in the mansion.
No, I'm
No?
not making a deal.
Okay. I mean, he got a cool guitar. I got a.
And there's
Thing.
nothing in there that I want.
Okay.
That's
I'm
okay.
a little ways away, but I call back. Merritt, are you coming or not?
I just kind of follow after Rowan, run a little faster.
Well then, Ollie, let's go check on him.
Alrighty. You guys enter into the house.
Do you want to check
Did
on
you
him?
call him Ollie?
Yeah.
My heart.
Jeez. As you enter in, you do hear, just in the farthest distance, very quietly, caw.
This crow is my favorite character.
It's gonna follow him around into the campaign ends. You guys are gonna go in hell, and you'll be like, "Oh my gosh, it's still here!"
I don't know how it got
I
here.
cannot wait.
It's gonna be the big bad.
Yeah, it's gonna end up being like,
It's my dad.
"Hey guys, it's Asmodeus."
It's my dad. Asmo? Asmodeus?
That makes me all sorts of uncomfortable. Moving on. You guys enter into the house. I assume that you're going to the lowest part of this building.
I just want to venture in until I can somehow know that either the deal was taken or not.
Okay. So you guys go down into the basement area where the deep pit with green light kind of glows from the bottom. It's about 60 feet from ceiling to floor with a little outcropping 30 feet up where you guys walk out onto. This is the place where you guys made the deal. This is where Oliver got his sword and his armor. This is where Zarin got his guitar, and this is where Rowan got her ring. This isn't where anywhere that Merrick got anything. Because,
Yeah, no, I'm a good kid.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything.
Exactly.
Didn't take a deal.
Exactly right.
Good kid shit only.
Alrighty.
Watch your fucking.
She said no deal.
No deal.
She walked away with her own case.
Yeah, she has a case of family issues. Any move.
Okay, can you not draft my character? Thank you. That's his whole job. So that is 85% of the DM's job.
The chains that hang in this area kind of move suddenly, and then you do see the two chain devils kind of fall down a little bit from the ceiling, and Kirix kind of approaches you guys and says, "Well, Zarin, you're one down."
Wonderful.
That man was so frightened. I never seen someone so scared of another human being in my entire life.
We take pride in our work here.
Yes, apparently so. And using your gifts to good use, I see.
Yeah.
Well, it's,
Yeah.
It appears that I'm only a few more away from a promotion. I can just smell the torment. But you're interested in what he asked for, but that is between me and him now. And
As it stands? No, I do have one question. We did not see him leave. He is a liability to us, and I just want to make sure of his whereabouts.
Part of his agreement was that this whole thing never happened. He asked to be removed from everything connected to every deal ever. In exchange, he wanted to leave with just his life. Now, he didn't look at the specifics, and unfortunately, he's not the best at reading a contract, so...
Well, as long as our deal here is accomplished, I am well and happy.
We're not, I wouldn't say accomplished.
Well, at least partially.
Oh, of course. We still have, how many was it? 4?
I believe 3 more? Or was it 5 total? I'm saying 3 more because I distinctly remember a number of 4 total.
That's what the contract said. That's what I read. You have 3 more. I'm not
down.
here, but you know that.
3 to go. Oh,
As
you
in?
could always get an extension if you're looking for something more. Soon I'll be able to offer you more.
That's a scam. Don't do it. They always say that.
Yeah, it's like when you get a credit card in the
It's
mail
like an extended warranty. Yeah.
and you didn't apply for one. I'm
Damn,
okay
that
with
hurt.
our proposition as it stands. I will continue through its completion,
Very well.
and I will check back in with you accordingly.
Marvelous. Looking forward to seeing you again.
Oh, I know you are.
He kind of moves away, and you see the other chain devil and him just kind of go up towards the ceiling.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
good. I'd head back to the Smiling Boar.
Excellent. So you guys head back to the Smiling Boar. You two entered in first, and as you guys kind of open, you see Gentha being like, you kind of hear, it's like the Stewie Griffin run, just like,
Uh-huh.
and she's sitting at the bar as you guys walk in. She's like, well, hi there, welcome to my bar. How you guys doing tonight? Can I get you anything? Food, lodging, drinks, anything like that?
I'll have a glass of wine.
I can get you a glass of wine. She pulls out a glass of and fills it up real quick, and then she kind of gets down and brings it over to you, despite it all taking twice the effort to just cover the difference.
Like a Rue Gorsvig?
Yeah.
Wait, what are those machines called?
Rube
Goldberg.
Goldman machine.
Yes, thank you.
Kind of moves on over, hands you the wine up on a plate. She's like, so what are you guys doing tonight? Where have you been? What have you seen? What's going on? Talk to me.
Merritt just goes silent and starts sipping her wine.
Just waiting for a friend.
I gotcha. Well, you're welcome to wait here as long as you like, and we have rooms available. It's all just.
I appreciate it, but we already have a room elsewhere.
Okay.
I'll take an ale.
She goes ahead, goes behind the bar. You can go ahead and deduct the 3 copper pieces for that ale earlier, and you can deduct another 3 more now if you're going to be getting
And
an ale.
me?
Yeah, same as well. 3. It's not a long wait until Oliver and Zarin end up back in the bar. Are you still in the 2-suck garb?
Most definitely.
Okay, so
'Cause
this entire time you've just you don't know what's going on here. Like I could say you can make a passive, you can make an insight check because you've been talking with him.
We
and like
know.
They probably
Rowan
would've-
doesn't
yeah.
know.
Oh, I figured it out
She's figured it out. by
earlier.
Yeah, she's
Like
probably-
he
she
kind of
figured it
revealed
out.
himself to me earlier.
Well,
Wow.
I had my
Okay.
loot when I was in there, so I'm
Gotcha.
sure she recognized the
Gotcha.
loot.
All right.
And I rolled a nat 20.
Yes. Everyone was there for that.
I just want everybody to
that
know
in.
that
We
I'm
got it.
competent. We've got it. You rolled a nat 20.
Uh-huh.
Shut up.
Alrighty.
He's really good at saying my lines for me.
I'm just insightful. You're my best friend. I know you.
Alrighty. So now you have an area which you can go ahead and pursue Thalamra Van Thamper if you so choose. You can go ahead and make your way back to the area that if you'd like. It's going to be, or you could probably stick a night here. You did not pay for the next night's stay over at the Blade and Stars, and this is an inn. You could look. You could hire the Lamplighters to bring you back to where you need to go. You could probably find a coach. Maybe Blooming Ridge is kind of a nicer place. You've got options. I'm just presenting them to you.
This place looks empty. I'm sure Genthro would be happy with us staying here.
Yep. Without even like a second's
Why
hesitation.
not?
She's like,
I mean, we have all of our stuff, so it should be fine.
How many rooms you got?
I have all my rooms open, 4 of them, clean, fresh beds that haven't been slept in for days.
Give me your finest.
Absolutely.
How
silver.
much per room?
It'll be silver per room.
1 silver?
1 silver.
I take my own room.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah.
Done.
I will give you a gold, but I want ale, I want breakfast, and make me a dinner.
You got it. And she goes down
I'm
and
triggered.
Same across the board.
As a hotel
she goes
worker.
ahead and she cooks you up a hearty meal of it is pulled pork with mashed potatoes, which is essentially just Irish guacamole.
Wait a minute. Wait, stop the entire stream.
we don't need to go into that.
Stop the entire show. What?
But it's Irish guacamole.
No, sir.
Tell me I'm wrong.
We are in
There's
Baldur's
never
Gate.
been an avocado famine.
And that's on period.
That's the most offensive thing I've said today. Pretty sure we were
While the
talking
cameras
about
were running. While the cameras were
while
running.
the cameras were running.
Stop it.
Oh my goodness gracious me, oh my.
I want some of that guac too.
Got it.
It's not guacamole.
I go to
I'm
my
the
room.
only
I'm over
Hispanic
it.
person at this
And
table.
asparagus.
It's not.
Enjoy
Not.
stinky pea later.
Yeah.
So,
Terrible.
are you getting dinner as well? All right.
Yeah, I'm just didn't want him.
Yeah, it'll be 3. That'll be 5 copper, excuse me. So,
Exhausted.
well fed, exhausted. You guys fall asleep pretty easily. An evening's rest comes to you. Breakfast is made for Oliver specifically.
Never used it, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Merritt just
long
buys
as
like
you
a
had
very simple breakfast.
Yeah, just basics.
Yeah, eggs and toast.
Sure, you got it. All of you wake up. It's a new day. What are we doing?
Oh, we're still doing stuff?
We are going to the Shrine of Suffering. Oh, wait, and I get all of my fucking points back.
Ooh, that's right.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So while they're doing that, I'm just gonna look into the camera and be like, "This is what it looks like to die
Oh, I'm
inside."
good. I'm done already.
Yeah, I'm done.
I had a couple
Oh.
visions of the future.
Casual.
We'll see what happens.
Does it look good? Is
For
the-
us, yeah.
Great, awesome, just peachy.
We-
That is the most broken mechanic. I'm the one who's like, oh yeah, do divination. Nobody does divination. And
Because
I'm like,
it's so good.
yes.
Nobody knows. Nobody realizes.
Nobody understands.
And now you know.
And now you know.
Yeah, see the future. Alrighty.
In the
Merritt
morning.
like comes down, like Merritt's sitting with everybody, and she's just already like talking. We have to go help this shrine, please hold. Brother Hodges needs our help, and I promised him that I would help him. And you guys said that if we did the thing that we needed to do, we could do that today, and we don't even have to spend the entire day doing it. But I think we should do it.
Got it. Kill
Okay,
Brother
can you help me
Hodgson.
find a spell in return, though?
Did you see kill Brother Hodges?
We're not killing Brother Hodges. He's a
Oh.
good person.
With kindness.
Oh, good thing I named
No,
my sword
no
kindness.
winking. He's a good person.
I'm changing back into Zaren.
You got it.
Can you help me
Yeah.
find a spell I need in return?
Can I teach her a spell?
Zip.
Actually, actually, no, I can't.
You can. Not how
Because
that works.
I just know them.
Yeah, you just get them because your blood's all weird.
I just
You
want
got
her to
ghosts
help
in
me.
your blood, Joe.
I got ghosts.
It's your midichlorians.
Well,
We don't use that
okay,
word.
so, like,
Episode
when you
1 never
cast a
happened.
spell,
Episode 1
right?
never happened.
you like.
No, I'm saying, will you help me find a book with the spell that I need?
Can I do?
I don't know how to
Yes.
read.
I'm holding her to that.
Okay.
You're not even gonna do an insight check.
Nope.
Because you know I'm
Because
full of
I
shit.
know.
You know I'm full of shit.
And I'm still gonna make you help me anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then fine, let's go.
I can teach you.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's go.
But you'd have to charge.
Yes. Yeah.
He
Yep.
can't even respect
Yep.
himself for that joke.
It's
Hold
okay.
up.
I missed my opportunity earlier to make a joke about That's So Rowan.
Ew, that was disgusting. But I love it.
It's getting late. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Alrighty. We're doing fun, actually.
Oh my god.
Alrighty. So, in the morning, you wake up, you go down, you've discussed that you're going to the Shrine of Suffering, right?
Harem.
You,
Yeah.
You run, you walk, are you guys hiring a lamplighter, or are you going to go ahead and risk it?
You know how to get there,
Oh,
right?
I know how to get there though.
Oh, yeah, you know how to get there.
Yeah.
It's foggy. There's different reasons why you have a lamplighter. It's not just to show you around town.
Yeah.
It's because
Okay,
people
then
don't.
we
'Cause if
call.
that was the
We
case,
call one
then
of our
we'd call it.
kiddos.
Okay, it is once again the same girl with like the cut off hair. You guys didn't get her name, so I'm not giving it to her.
No, you gave us her name.
Yeah, did I?
You did.
What was her name?
What was her name?
I hate you so much right now.
got-
Listen, I just hey. What was that?
I
for?
don't know. Intimidation.
Are you trying to intimidate?
What did
the
you roll?
basic
Just out of
god? I
curiosity.
don't-
What, do I get a check? Do I get a bonus?
What do you mean? No.
Do I get-
What
do
is
I-
it? What did you roll? That's what I'm asking.
Are you intimidating
Why
the
did you
little
just
girl for
roll?
her name?
No,
Okay.
this is intimidating Brad.
Oh.
This is metagaming at its finest.
Listen,
I
that
just
kid.
wanted to throw something on the table.
She's just like, what was her name? Let's just throw it.
I got a 5.
You got a 5?
I got a 5.
What is the kid's name?
What's her name?
I don't know.
And she was Kalshite.
Yeah, she was a Kalmashan girl. I didn't say she had a name though. I never gave it. Otherwise, I
You
would have
definitely
remembered.
gave her a name.
Yeah.
Turn to the girl, say, "What's your name, sweetie?"
Don't know. Moving on.
That's her name. Don't know.
Dunno.
G-O-N-O.
D-U-N-O.
G-O-N-O. Don't know.
Don't know. Yeah, you know what? Fine. There it is. Oh my gosh, this is the first episode. Everything's
This
already
is
on fire.
Absolute trash.
Alrighty.
Okay, but who's on first?
Gosh dang it.
Oh.
Oh boy. Alrighty.
I totally missed.
I love it.
Dunno goes. What goes?
This is your own fault for not giving her a name in the first
I
place.
should have just
Dunno-
called her
so
Margot.
Dunno
That would have been
takes us-
simpler.
Dunno takes us.
Dunno takes you guys down. Down the street. Jeez, someone's broken back
we
there.
broke somebody.
Oh, it's my
Yeah,
wife.
your
Right, it's your wife. You broke your own wife.
Excellent. All right, we're milking the same joke
You good.
forever now. All
Okay,
right.
so Dunno takes us.
Dunno takes you
Tell her
guys.
no.
So, Re Mi Fa So.
This is hand sanitizer. I'm just gonna. You guys
Oh God.
go down. It's
Oh,
kind of a straight
God.
shot to the Shrine of Suffering. You guys pass by the Blushing Mermaid and Felagir's fireworks. You see Brother Hodges there, and Merritt sees he sees you first, but he also sees the group that he's brought, and he kind of like brightens up and kind of meets you. He's like, "Blessings of Mater upon you."
Blessings of the Pander.
Now, is this the group? Are they ready to go in now? Have they been briefed?
Yes.
All right.
Have I briefed? No, I did brief them. I did. tell
Okay,
them.
yeah. You guys. It's like,
I guess.
So basically, the church or the Shrine of Suffering takes those who cannot afford a burial, cremates them. for
Okay,
the
but what
most
are we
part,
doing here?
And takes their
I don't
bones.
care. What are we doing here?
We are killing a monster that might
get
potentially
this out of the
eat
way.
bodies. And if it gets released, it might dine on the entirety of Baldur's Gate. So, I mean, in reality, at some point or another, the Flaming Fist is going to have to deal with this, and we are just, taking a preemptive strike.
I have no.
So
It puts a lot of pride in the job we were forced into.
Kill the monks?
It
Because
seems
No,
very
we're not.
important
dumping
to
the bodies.
No, they're
We've
helping
made her do a
people.
lot, but she hasn't wanted
This-
to. So I
They're
feel it's
feeding the
only fair.
monster.
Well, doesn't Baldur's Gate have this
And I'm sure you
history
have a
of
favor
like
at some
being
point that you're
connected
gonna want
to
collected anyways.
the Nine Hells, kind of?
I'm sure it won't be that
It
bad.
has a history of like murder as far as like Bane is concerned, but it's not directly connected to the
Okay.
Nine Hills yet.
But like, where would this beast come from? Or is it just like an infestation?
You guys don't actually know what the creature really is. All they know is that it's there. You guys haven't really been told what this thing is.
Can I?
Is there
I
any
guess it'd be
chance-
history or
are you looking
nature
for?
check.
Oh yeah, you can go ahead and make a nature check.
Okay.
I need to spell magic.
Oh,
Okay.
no, I don't get that one yet.
I'll do a history.
Ooh,
I think I
classic
could have
20,
taken it, but I
dirty
took
20,
detect thought.
a 19 plus 1.
All
I'm
right.
gonna
I got
need
a
it
nat
to
one,
get my
just
luck
There's
stone.
there are several things that feed on the
Okay.
flesh of dead things.
I'll work on
There
that.
are ghouls. There are monstrosities of all sorts, but a carrion crawler sounds like what this thing probably is.
Carrion crawler?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and put there. No actual need to go ahead and look at what that actually is. Essentially, what a carrion crawler does is they find the scent of death to food, and it doesn't usually like to compete with scavengers. So it's sort of they're big guys. They start out a small little larva and begin to like get bigger and bigger as they feed. And if this one is like
They
making
turn
it,
into a beautiful butterfly.
no. Oh
So
no,
basically
its name
it
is
was
Heimlich now. I can already see it happening.
So basically, it like eats dead things, but it doesn't want to compete with like vultures or other scavengers.
Yeah, so it stays low underneath the ground in a lot of caverns. A lot of graveyards usually have issues with carrion crawlers because they're plentiful down there.
Yeah.
There's lots of access to food and like in mausoleums and the like, and if they are able to tunnel in, they become a big problem.
And they've tunneled into the shrine.
Essentially, yes.
Okay.
Alrighty. Brother Hodges says we can take you down there if you need to get out. Knock succinctly. If you just pound on the doors, then we'll know that it's behind you, and we will have to leave you down there. We can't risk it getting up here and being loose on Baldur's Gate.
Question.
Yes.
Do you have any fresh dead people or people I can make freshly dead?
Do you care where you are?
It's bait. We
Brother
need
Hodges like
something to-
gets up
to
on
bait
something. He
it.
looks at you. He says, "Are you consecrated?"
Holy things make my skin sizzle.
I can
You would
go.
you would not respect the dead in the way that I would allow you to see them.
I can.
Merritt, I
mean-
would allow this of you. If you are to treat the dead with dignity, then we can have you take someone down into the pits with you if you have a means of baiting it. It is grotesque what you are asking, but I understand the necessity of it.
Even if you just have dead items, Brother Hodges, a dead corpse, I mean, food, a dead animal.
I know where there's a seagull.
You sicker crow. This crow has become the most important character.
It's really not.
But it is.
I
It
mean-
definitely is.
It's the strongest plot hook.
God.
Gosh, I have to write something for this crow now.
You do. You really
Did it to yourself.
Yes. I'll figure something out. He says, sadly, if we could probably find something in an alleyway far away, but readily available is the corpse of someone who is to be lowered into the crypt today.
Where's the nearest poor person?
They're already dead.
We have a body.
Oh.
You
We
don't
have a
need
body.
to make one.
So
No
I don't
matter
need
how
to-
badly you want
I can just see
No.
the math working in Oliver's mind. Like, I'm trying to understand why we don't need a dead person.
But if they're fresh, I mean, we don't want the thing to suffer, right? Good point. All right.
Okay, just direct us where to go, Brother Hodges.
At once. He kind of moves down. His children kind of help you guys kind of
Yeah,
like
I was actually
move.
going to do an insight to make sure the kids are okay.
Oh, the kids? I mean, go ahead and make insight checks.
God damn it, 7.
Okay. Not much from what you can tell. They just look like they're dutifully performing their tasks. Nothing beyond that. They are helping with removing the barricades, and they don't have like set like things like to just block the door. They have pews and chairs and other wooden things to like block where they usually lower this place into. being that a lot of people are poor and they're trying to unload their debt on these people, there is a pretty large amount of corpses. You are supplied with one merit, not Oliver.
Doesn't look like there's a whole lot keeping this monster here. I have to ask, are there more pews in your rectum?
What?
What?
Brother Hodges just stares at you for a moment. He's like,
We're dead on this side. We're dead on this
Yeah,
side.
no,
I
that
can't.
joke went right over Bradley's head.
I got it, and I hate you because of it.
Thank you.
Moving on.
"Hi guys, how we doing on this side of the table?"
We're great.
I'm just ready to fight something now.
Yeah, no, I'm honestly just waiting for that.
Let's kill this caterpillar.
Alrighty, you guys go. They finally clear the barricade. The doors are opened in, and you guys are let down into this area. You descend a number of steps until you open into a very dank, dark cavern. There's no.
Dank?
So dank, man. Oh man. I'm sorry, kids. If any of my youth kids are watching this,
Dank as hell.
Don't be us.
The rails are gone.
the train is gone. There's no tracks. It's a glorified missile now, just going off its own momentum of crazy. He's playing it as he's walking down the steps.
Okay, continue.
Play
I'm so
Freebird.
sorry.
Alrighty, you guys.
I'm sorry.
You guys go down. You guys go down into this area. It is dark. I'm trying to think of a synonym for dank, but I can't.
Damp and dark.
Yes, it's damp and dark down
Yeah.
here.
Thank you.
You
Yeah.
can see where
Like
like
my soul.
a lot of the rats kind of like move around in this area, just kind of like moving about as light comes in from where you guys came through. It's breaking in and kind of showing like a small sliver of light just in this bare minimum area. Do you guys have torches?
I have dark vision.
No, you.
Yeah.
So you can just say
So actually, I'm gonna go to the front, and can I roll perception?
absolutely.
Make your way.
Are you
Oh,
joking?
God.
God damn. 5.
5. You do not see. You don't see where this creature is at all. You want to venture further into the cave? Maybe take a look.
I step to the side.
Yes.
If I were to place a torch on the ground, would it be able to light a sufficient area?
Yeah, I'd say about 30 feet of it would give you the dim lighting, and then, or it would give you lighting, and then the rest of it would be dim lighting throughout the rest of the cave based off where you threw it.
Okay, can I see anything right now?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw a torch just kind of in the middle as best I can.
I'll say. Yeah, you can probably get it about
Yeah.
here. Alrighty.
So that lights up, you said 30 feet?
Yeah. 30 feet
Do you
radius
have
and
do you want us to draw or no?
a straw?
A draw?
No.
That's gonna light up the majority of it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's fair.
30 feet in a radius. That's fine.
Oh, 30 feet in a radius? I'm miscounting. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're fine.
Thank you.
That's
We
plenty.
can see
So we
now.
got that covered?
You're good. Yeah.
The rain is gone.
Perception.
It needs to go towards me.
I got an 8.
All right, hang on. We might need to adjust the map so that people can see it on the. Can I get the overhead cam?
Oh,
Camera one.
excuse my sheet
Yeah.
Visible but not centered.
and my notebook. Okay, pull.
There we go.
East Wunderbar.
Alrighty. Cool. It's very faint on there. Alrighty. You guys know where you're at. So. Yeah, we'll be good.
Hard cut.
Alright, so there is light in here now. If you want to go ahead and make perception checks, you can.
I got an 8.
Yeah.
8, okay.
I'm gonna remake my perception check. Ooh, yes, baby, 18.
Okay. You can
10.
see
I mean, it's better than a 5.
slithering right from behind here is a gigantic, multi-tentacled carrion crawler. Large and arcing, it just puts out its huge maw and just goes. Everyone roll initiative.
Ah. Can I pass out the party favors first?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you don't have time to inspire them. No, the
That's what I was
got-
asking. It's okay.
The torch got thrown. Yeah, but no, thank you. Whew, look at you go, fast boy, fast boy.
Oh, shoot. I'm supposed to do stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh. I was like, oh, I did better than you, and then I realized I get 0. So.
Oh, I only get +2. I mean, that's something.
Well, you
I get
beat me by
+1. So.
Alrighty. So, 25 to 20.
Nope.
19 to 15.
Nope.
Across the board.
Hello, carrying crawler. 14 to 10.
12.
Alrighty. Merit doing merit work.
I'm doing my best, you know,
Yeah.
for the people.
What people? We're probably being watched by 4.
Not the people watching, the people in the game,
Got
okay?
it.
My brethren.
You're assuming people are watching.
I'm not. Oh, Charlotte, I'm sorry. Charlotte.
9 to 5.
7.
7. Okay.
8.
6.
5. 4.
3.
Stop it.
2. I am the bottom of the initiative.
Alrighty.
Hey.
The carrying crawler is going to go ahead and
It's
move
okay.
first.
It's a strong finish.
It is going to go ahead
I was
and
gonna say a
move.
power bottom,
It
but-
can climb over that
think we already made
stalactite,
that
so it
one,
can just
though.
go 5, 10, 15. Just go put him right next to Merit.
But did it go around that pillar or?
It can
climbed
climb over it. It has
Wow,
spider
just-
climb.
Yeah.
It
what a
has
dick.
so many,
What a
many tiny little
dick.
legs. Ugh. Stop it! I can hear you in my ear.
Ew, we're getting the
no
spell
me
book
gusta
out.
nada.
Alrighty. So it's going to go ahead and take 1 attack with its bite. Oh, it can reach with. Oh, it has to reach with 5 feet for that one. Oof. I don't envy you right now. That's an 18 to hit.
That hits.
Alrighty.
You're gonna get nommed.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, come on. That is 7 points of piercing damage.
It's not that bad.
Out of 12, my dude?
You didn't up your health. We leveled up.
Oh, wait, no, out of 20. My bad.
There we go.
I was also looking at my AC. I don't know how to read.
How have
Yeah.
you made?
Hey, are your stats updated?
I have a degree.
Oh, you gotta
Hey,
up-
everyone's stats updated?
Our stats
Yep.
are updated.
All right.
Yeah,
did you update them on your phones?
Mm-hmm.
Only we had someone to do this.
All
So I'm
right.
at 13 out of 20.
I gotta update my.
Doing
Thirteen.
it
I'm
right
still
now.
at full health.
It must be nice.
Well, it's funny you say that. Let's see,
Wow.
5. That would be 15, so I can't quite reach Zarin, but I will settle for second place. Oliver, let's do this, my man.
Are you reaching for me?
He has tentacles that reach about 10 feet, yeah.
Okay.
And
Good to know.
hang on, yeah. Is that enough?
'Cause
5, 10. Yeah, I would say you're just out of range.
I mean, I'll give it to you just for fun, just
All right.
funsies.
Alrighty. Let's do this.
Which side's
That
the
is a
front?
27 to hit.
Well, no shit.
Does that hit?
You know they say there's no stupid questions in school. You just asked one.
Well, at least we know
Alrighty.
where we are.
That'll be 3 poison damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Okay. Can I see the handbook?
11.
11. You are poisoned for 1 minute. You have disadvantage on all attack rolls.
Someone heal me.
Alrighty.
Another
Oh, hang on a second. Until the poison ends, the target is paralyzed. You can make the saving throw at the end of each of your turns.
And how many points of damage was that?
That was, let's see, 1 plus 3 poison damage. So, it immediately rubs a tentacle against your bare arm, and for a moment you feel fine, and then all of a sudden you just can't move.
Those weird cartoons I've seen.
Shout out to Japan.
Stop it. They do great.
Moving
just took
on,
it
we
one
have
time.
Merit. Merit, you just got bit by a carrion crawler. What you gonna do?
You're gonna heal your best friend and Oliver.
Okay. I am going to step back 5, 10, and 15.
All right, that's an attack of opportunity if I
Go
ever saw
ahead.
one. With a bite. Oof. This weather, I tell you. That is a 16 plus 4, which is a dirty 20. And that'll be 8 points of piercing damage.
Fuck me. Okay. Okay. It's fine. We're fine. Okay. And I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at first level.
Okay.
And I am going to use Favored by the Gods to... There's no way. Okay, never mind. I'm not using Favored of the Gods. because even with my attack, it's 9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
that's
there's no way that favorite of the gods, like, it's 2d4. There's no way I can get to attack. There's no way.
You're asking me? I can't tell you, Liv.
I know you can't tell me. I know I can't. I can't. It's fine. God damn it.
All right, Guiding Bolt goes wide.
It's my
Sorry, Mary.
turn.
Moving on, we got Oliver. Oliver, make a saving throw. Constitution. Got you next.
18.
18. The poison affects, but your turn is lost. Zarin.
If I have protection from poison, would I be able to heal him? Or is it only
I'm good now.
preemptive? Oh, really?
Yeah,
my
he just saved.
I just calmed
Okay.
out of it.
Well then, how tall is the creature?
It takes up about 10 feet in each direction. Let's say it's about maybe 10 or 10
it's a
or
cube.
Yeah, something between 10 and 15 feet tall.
Cool. I don't have fly. Is fly concentration?
You're gonna fly right now?
Cavern's about 60 feet tall.
So it's beneficial if I do.
Fair.
It's concentration. So I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers on it.
Already.
So it's gonna be a Wisdom saving throw. 3 to 6 psychic.
How
on it
wise are
fails.
you? Wow, you were a wise mother.
Wise worm?
I mean,
All right, that's 12.
I should have casted it, but I wanted to.
It's
give you guys
under.
advantage.
So it takes 3d6.
Yeah.
6 plus 6 is 12 psychic damage. It must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from me. Creature doesn't move in obviously dangerous ground, such as a fire or pit.
Move him 30 feet away from Zarin.
Is that 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30?
You just made his job a lot harder.
It's okay. I also make his job easier sometimes.
Sometimes.
The one thing Adam hates, exercise.
Because you know what?
You're not wrong.
Rude.
I'm right there with you, man.
Everybody hates the gym.
It's true.
I go to the gym every day and I fucking hate it.
Bonus action, I'm going to inspire Rowan.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Next up, Rowan. What are you gonna do?
All right. I am going to move in 5, 10.
Okay.
That's diagonal.
5,
15.
15, 20, 25.
I wouldn't get too
30.
close. You don't really need.
Yeah, I'm not trying to.
Okay.
And I am gonna do something different than I was gonna do because you gave me inspiration. I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt at level 2.
Something different?
What?
Than she
No,
was
go for it.
planning.
I gotcha.
I was gonna do something different, and then he gave me inspiration, so I was like, since I have it for the attack, why not?
Go for it.
And that's still not gonna hit.
Why do you say
Not
that?
even with your magic, you use your own number.
You could
thing?
totally do it.
What?
No,
You
she's
have
gonna.
your-
I think she has to
No,
proclaim it
my
before.
numbers are low.
Oh.
Well, what'd you roll?
11.
Yeah, will not hit.
It
Well,
could. I could
if you
get it up to
straight
16
down.
if I used one of my numbers, but
Nah. The witch bolt goes wide and hits the stalactite over the carrion crawler. Sorry.
that's fine.
All right, carrion crawler's gonna go. It doesn't last does it last until your next turn? The
What?
fear, the dissonant whispers.
It just uses its reaction to move away. It doesn't say fear.
Let's go ahead and get close to Rowan. Go ahead and move it. That's full speed of 30.
Yeah, it can go up there.
Yeah.
Help me.
In fact, let's circle around and get like maybe one more just around. Yeah, that's. It doesn't have enough move. Okay, we'll work with what we've got here, people. First,
What's it doing?
it's
No.
biting. What? It's biting you. Oh, you're using your thing.
It rolls a 2.
Yeah, baby.
Well, that's some bullshit.
You're like, nothing's touching me. Not today.
Fine.
If it's attacking, I can replace the roll. It rolls a 2.
Great for you. So it misses with a bite. This one's gonna hit you with the tentacle. That is 20 to hit. Not natural.
Here's your other one.
Roll a Constitution saving
It's
throw.
a con save.
Dang it.
Use one of your good rolls. Actually, don't. Do
Also,
what you want.
that's
I
so
don't
that's
have a good one.
that's 5 poison damage. Make a con saving throw.
Okay.
It's okay. Nothing bad's gonna happen to you.
Girl.
It's a 4.
Girl.
And you're poisoned and paralyzed.
Yeah.
And
But that's the end of its
That's why
turns.
I didn't do anything.
5 points of
because I
poison
got
damage
full
if you didn't
paralyzed.
already take it.
Okay.
All right, moving on. We've got Merit.
Okay. Merritt is going to cast Bane.
What? All right.
I'm with it.
Constitution saving throw.
No, charisma.
That's a 6, so that's a 3.
Okay, cool. So it's baned.
Yep.
So
You know.
attack or saving throws, it must take a d4 and subtract the number.
Liv,
And
people love taking this against me. I know how it works.
No. But I just want the people to know. I want
Oh,
people to know
that's
the
right.
flavor, and I want you to eat it as I run 5, 10, 15. Eat that d4.
I'm not going to do it. All right.
Nom.
Alrighty, so you successfully cast Bane. Good for you. Anything else? Bonus action movement?
I moved.
All right, Oliver, you can do whatever you want now. I can hear
10, 20, 30.
diagonally. That's 5.
That's only
yeah,
15.
you're good. You're good. I'm sorry.
And then. So it has disadvantage, but I don't have it. Correct? Right?
So, the
Right.
poison itself, it ends the poison on itself on a success. So you're no longer poisoned now that you've resisted it. So
Yeah.
you don't have to roll with disadvantage.
22.
22 hits, damage.
10 damage.
Alrighty. Excellent. You carve into this thing and you see like a hot, steamy mess of ichor just pour out of it. Brown bile just hitting the floor.
Action surge.
Shiza.
19.
Hits, damage.
10 again.
Jeez. Another deeper, wider cut into this thing is causing it to spill out more of its insides. It's not looking great. Moving on, we've got Zarin. Zarin, what's the plan?
The plan. I'm gonna go back him up, but let me see how far can I. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna cast. I'm just gonna.
Big mood.
I
Big ass
totally
mood.
knew what. Oh. It's hard because the loop makes things so much more like.
You have an action loop for how you
Oh,
play?
yeah.
Oh yeah, I have the whole page for my loot.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do concentration.
You could do animal friendship, see if that works.
I thought about it, but no. I'm gonna cast. I'll cast. Can I reach it in time? Let's see. Hold up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay. I'll take it. And I'm going to attack it. And that's a D8, I believe, if it does hit. This is with my rapier.
All right.
It's a 12
Are you
to
flanking
hit.
right now?
What's it?
Oh, you're right. Haha. 23, 22, 20, 21,
Enough
something
to
like
hit. What's the damage?
that. 2 plus 2, 4.
4. Alrighty. Damage is damage. Kind of a quick slice through this thing,
Oh.
but yeah.
Actually, I wanted to expend one of my uses of Bardic Inspiration to use Psychic Blades for an extra 2d6.
Yeah.
Go for it. Alrighty.
That is an extra 9, Psychic.
Alrighty. Nice. So, carving into this thing, its weakened mind is just continuously dug into as it just kind of recoils from your hit against it. There's probably one more hit left in this thing. Moving on, we have Rowan. Rowan, do you want to be that last hit? No, you
I'm
got.
still paralyzed.
Go ahead,
right?
make a con
Or-
save. Yeah.
Do it.
Do it. You won't.
It's gonna be a 13.
13 is a success. You are now no longer paralyzed, but your turn is over. Next up, the Carrion Crawler. It's going to go ahead and... I don't want you hitting me again, so let's go ahead and use the tentacle on you. For a 12. Doesn't hit.
12? No, 12
yeah.
does not hit me.
So then it's going to go ahead and just try and bite... Oh, gosh. Let's make this decision. Okay. You were odds. She was evens.
Who are you looking at?
Merritt's going to take a bite.
No, she's not.
Merit's not even in range.
Merit's
Wait.
right here.
Who's that next to her? Oh, that's Zarin.
And he's flying.
Oh.
So
Oh, no, I'm not.
Oh, you're not anymore?
No.
Oh, never mind.
Well, I wasn't playing. I never
Alright.
decided to do it.
So that is a 15 plus 4 to hit. So that's a 19 currently, which is now an 18. Which I'm guessing doesn't hit. Like
At what?
18 total.
18 hits.
18 hits? Okay, so then that's going to be
Sorry, I should have
9
fixed
points
it.
of piercing damage.
9 points piercing damage.
Alrighty. Moving on, we've got Merritt back at the top.
Okay, I'm going to use a sorcerer point to make shocking grasp an extended spell. So it has, instead of touch, 30 feet.
Oh my gosh. I did the math. Wait. You'd have to move 5 feet closer.
You're gonna have to move.
Okay, that's fine. And I'm going to use Favored by the Gods. I don't give a fuck. That's going to be 9 plus 10, so that's... Fuck. Wait, no. I can't do math right now. Wait, no. 6. It's 6, so that's 12 plus 5.
17.
17 to hit. I'm just so excited to use this
It
ability.
hits. What's the damage?
The damage is, it is a D8. I'm just so excited. I'm like really, my heart's racing. Okay. Ooh, 8 points of damage.
Max damage.
What's the details of its demise?
It is only fitting that you do it.
So Merritt, like, focusing from her crystal comes this like electric energy that she just channels between her hands, and she presses her hands together and it shoots out, and all of the bolts arch around the room and strike this carrion crawler for 8 points of damage.
The viscera is going to probably erupt all over Zarin, and
That's his kink.
and we don't kink shame here.
No, never.
As it connects with him, Rowan, you see all this electricity just arcing around you and just connecting everywhere, and it just blasts. The carrion crawler is dead, and as it dies, you can hear just a sweet chuckle that goes, "Well done, my Merritt." It's just a disembodied voice that you hear.
Can I, is there anything I can do? Can I
I
roll?
don't know.
Roll to pee
What do you want to
myself.
roll?
Can I roll a perception check?
Sure, go for it.
For excitement?
Ooh, that's going to be 11.
11? Nope. There doesn't seem to be anyone around you. It didn't even seem like the voice came from around you.
I'm going to run over and pick you up and just be so happy that you vaporized something.
This was her mission. She deserved it.
Yeah,
It
no,
was
she
for a
deserves
good
it.
cause.
I knew
And
you
I
had it
take
in
the
you.
body and I lay it out where all the bodies. I do the ritual rites.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
The rats, as you guys kind of leave this place, the rats begin to come over and start to gnaw at the flesh and begin, kind of consecrating the dead in the way that only Ilmater is able to. Coming back up, Brother Hodges sees, he says, "It's done. This day. Please, know that you are friends here.
Of course.
Any time that you need, if you need healing to any of your party, if one of you falls in battle, anything, come here and we will take care of you. You are friends of us now, and we take care of our friends here."
Merritt just shakes his hand.
He takes it warmly and smiles. And on that note, as noon kind of comes into fruition on this day, a carrion crawler dead, a Van Thamper villa to explore, and a bunch of other deals to make sure that we get done later on. We're going to go ahead and end tonight's session. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
That's right, team.
Can I get that one more time? Our next session is going to be on November 18th. And there will be more details to come. I have everyone in my ear. It's like being Mr. President. Cut down! Thank you so much for joining us. This was a blast to play. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had
So
a lot of
excellent.
fun. I'd like to thank the tens of people that watched.
Hey, that's
Look,
okay. I
more
love
Shout
all
out
of
to my
them.
group. Shout out to my team.
And all my big fans out there.
And my fan. You have fans. You actually do have fans.
Oh my
from my group.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for watching. This was a total blast. Thank you to Requiem for sponsoring us. This was
Requiem.
so awesome. please join us for next time as we go ahead and we tug on a string and see where it goes. Until then,
Good night.
Good night.
Travels.
Yeah, good night. We'll
Drive
figure out
safe.
a sign-off phrase later.
Yeah.
Safe travel.
Everybody get home safe.